and welcome FPL managers. Welcome to Ghono Football Fantasy. And of course, we are back for game week 2. Game week 1, I don't know. For some of us, it has been a disaster. For some of us, it has been tremendous. Haaland people are in the ha-ha land. Well, where are the Kane strikers? Probably they are probably singing. I don't know. I don't know what Kane singers are singing, really. সেই তুমি কেন এত অচেনা হলে, I think probably that is what they're singing, right? But Kane is always অচেনা in August. I think that's the message we got, so it's okay. But anyway, I think this has been a good week, and I think it's a good start. And the point difference is not much, so that's another thing. So মাত্র 5 পয়েন্টের কারণে দেখা গেল এখন millions and millions difference আছে আর কি, ঠিক আছে? At least I know that, looking at our own groups and points, I see that our difference is quite huge when it comes to that. But the reality is actually মাত্র 6 পয়েন্ট 7 পয়েন্টের কারণে এখন দেখা গেল 1 million 2 million পিছনে আছে আর কি. So yeah, some of us are most of us are, I think, in the 1 million rank, and then those of you who had Haaland had actually managed to reach somewhere around in 3 lakh 2 lakh 3 লাখের মধ্যে ঢুকে গেছে আর কি. But beside that, I think the rest is fine. So yeah, don't be disappointed. And today what we are going to do is we are really going to keep the content very short, because I can see 29 people watching right now, which is great. Thank you so much. But 29 people, all of you who are watching, really appreciate this, that you have joined us. Just want to tell you, যত question আছে ভাই, প্লিজ 11:30টার মধ্যে পাঠিয়ে দিন। 11:30টার আগ পর্যন্ত যতগুলা কোয়েশ্চেন আসবে আমরা সমস্ত কোয়েশ্চেনের উত্তর দিব। 11:30টার পরে আমরা কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন উত্তর করব না। সো 11:30টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার কোয়েশ্চেন পাঠিয়ে দিলে আমরা লাইভ প্রোগ্রামে আপনার কোয়েশ্চেনটা যত রাতেই হোক না কেন আমরা সেটাকে করব। বাট 11:30টার পরে যদি আপনার কোয়েশ্চেন আমাদের কাছে রেজিস্টার হয় তাহলে আমরা সেটা কোনোভাবে উত্তর দিতে পারছি না। আপনারা নিচেও আমাদের টিকারের মধ্যেও দেখতে পাচ্ছেন যে আমরা ওখানে বলে দিয়েছি 11:30টার আগে আপনারা আপনাদের কোয়েশ্চেন পাঠিয়ে দিন। যে সমস্ত কোয়েশ্চেন 11:30টার আগে আসবে আমরা সমস্ত কোয়েশ্চেন আজকে লাইভে সে সমস্ত কোয়েশ্চেন গুলোকে উত্তর দিব। সো প্লিজ ডু কিপ দ্যাট ইন মাইন্ড, কারণ না হলে যেটা হয় যে 11:30টার পরে যেগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন রেজিস্টার হয় সেগুলো আসলে রিফিউজ করতে আমাদের খুব কষ্ট হয়। বাট এই জন্য বারবারে বলা। সো আই হোপ ইউ গাইজ আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড, বিকজ উই আর অল প্রফেশনাল। রাত শেষে কালকে উইকডে, আবার 7 সকালে উঠে 6:30টার সময় আবার বাচ্চাকে নিয়ে দৌড়ায় স্কুলে দিয়ে আবার অফিস করতে হবে। সো উই ডোন্ট ওয়ান্ট টু কাম অ্যাক্রস লাইক ফ্যান্টাসি করতে যায় একদম মানে জান ইজ্জত মান সম্মান সবকিছু দিয়ে আসছি আর কি। নো, দ্যাটস নট হোয়াট উই ওয়ান্ট টু ডু। সো প্লিজ সেন্ড ইউর কোয়েশ্চেন্স বাই 11:30 and we will answer all that questions. Yeah, আমরা এই জন্যই আজকে যেটা করছি যে আমরা কন্টেন্টও খুব কম রাখছি, খুবই স্পেসিফিক কিছু পয়েন্টস রেখেছি যেটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট গেম উইক 2 এর জন্য। We'll only discuss those, nothing more than that. Yeah, but yeah, before I get into that, let me just welcome the one and only Jahangir from FPL BD. By the way, this is the live collaboration between FPL BD and Ghono Football Fantasy, which এটা আপনারা যেটা এই সিজনে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি করে যাব আর কি। এভরি উইক আমরা তাদের সাথে, তারা এভরি উইক আমাদের সাথে। সো অল্টারনেট উইকে আমরা আসলে এভাবে কোলাবোরেট করতে থাকবো। And of course, the man with very mysterious looks, he's wearing a Punjabi, I think, today, as usual. He's ashamed that he can't wear Manchester United t-shirt. Yeah, now he's showing me his jersey now, which is a white Manchester United away jersey, by the way. So he's wearing that, and please welcome one and only Ashfaq, the Kala Jadu master, according to
as
some
usual.
people.
নাদিম ভাই হচ্ছে গিয়ে being a racist হচ্ছে কি আমার লুকস নিয়ে হচ্ছে কি আমি বলতেছে, তো সেটা নিয়ে আমার লাইভে কোনো কিছু নতুন করে বলার নাই, but nevertheless glad to be here.
Right, like on live program somebody's calling me a racist, which is actually not the case. I didn't make any racial comments anyway, but still, the truth is, good to have you, Ashfaq, and good to have you, Jahangir. Jahangir, welcome, brother.
Thank you so much. I think this is our first collaboration in this season. We had so many in the last season,
Right.
but এই সিজনে প্রথমবার game week 1 আসলে করা হয় নাই, but yeah, it feels good to be back.
No, and I think this is just the start, right? This is just the start, so it's great. I can see 46 people watching right now, so excellent. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Send all your questions by 11:30, please, and we will answer all those questions that comes in before 11:30, we will answer all questions on live show. No questions will be answered that are registered in our system by 11:30. So 11:30টার দিকে যেগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন্স রেজিস্টার হবে বা 11:30টার পরে সেগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন আমরা উত্তর দিব না। 11:30টার মধ্যে যদি 100টা কোয়েশ্চেন এসে থাকে, we are happy to answer all 100 questions. Yeah, just that you know. Yeah. All right. So let's, without further delay, let's start. And of course, everybody knows this is the Footalochona, the FPL Ghono show, and it's the game week coverage. So thank you so much for everybody joining us. We are just watching right now. I can see 50 people watching, which is excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This is just getting bigger and bigger and interesting, to be honest. So all the 50 people, if you're watching, follow us, like us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and to our Twitter accounts. We are doing all the contents there. You can always have a discussion with us. It's all about Fantasy Premier League, nothing else but Fantasy Premier League only. So do give us a follow. If you think we are doing some good job, give us a review. If you don't like something about it, you can also give us a review and tell us. But whatever you say on the review, be honest about it and just tell us. We are happy to accept anything and everything. Yeah. So with that, let me bring up some of the most important, or let's just say some of the most interesting dilemmas that people are facing. And Ashfaq and Jangir, I'll give you 2 minutes each to answer these couple of questions that we'll be asking, because I think these are the questions that people are mostly asking about it. And I think these are the questions that people are facing dilemmas with. So let's just get into that. Yeah. So অনেকেই এখন ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড যেহেতু খারাপ করছি ভাই, এখন কি করব না করব, টিমও তো বানানো যাচ্ছে না, সো হোয়াট টু ডু? পিপল আর থিঙ্কিং অ্যাবাউট ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড ইন গেম উইক 2, জাস্ট 1 উইকের জন্য আনলিমিটেড ট্রান্সফার ব্যবহার করে ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড ইন গেম উইক 2, and it's not a bad idea. I can understand why people are thinking, but Ashfaq, if I come to you with this question and ask you, what do you think about wildcard in game week 2? If you can tell us and tell the audience, there are a lot of people watching. So Ashfaq, you have 2 minutes. Over to you, Ashfaq.
So regarding wildcard, historically I have a specific strategy on the wildcard. Because wildcard-এর আমার স্ট্র্যাটেজিটা থাকে যে it's usually after the second international break in October. সেখানে আমার দুইটা অ্যাডভান্টেজ থাকে. One is that by that time the transfer window has closed. যেখানে নিউ অ্যাডিশনস বা সামথিং যদি যারা নতুন এসেও থাকে in teams, we have an understanding on how they are performing and what their potential is in the team. Sometimes they can be very explosive, sometimes they can be a bit disappointment, but by September, October you have an understanding on what the new additions will be. So ওই সময় থাকে. থার্ড জিনিস হচ্ছে গিয়ে যে সেকেন্ড জিনিস হচ্ছে গিয়ে যে ওয়াইল্ড কার্ডের হচ্ছে গিয়ে ইউজুয়ালি আমি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ব্রেকের পরে দিই, কারণ ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ব্রেকে there are a lot of variables regarding travel time, because আমরা দেখছি যে সাউথ আমেরিকান প্লেয়ার্সরা they usually come back a bit late onto the team. So ওয়াইল্ড কার্ডের ওই সময় হচ্ছে গিয়ে they do not start the first game or etc. আমরা এইরকম কেসে দেখছি. And then there's always the injuries. যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ব্রেক থেকে they have come under a they have come back injured, out for a few weeks, etc. This season is a bit different because this season হচ্ছে কি we have 3 wild cards. So এখানে most fantasy managers should actually plan in advance. When do you plan on the first wild card? When do you plan on the second wild? The second wild card is obviously during the game week 16 part, during the World Cup, and the third wild card is after game week 19 as usual. So আমার personal strategy is there is the international break on game week 8. সেই সময় হচ্ছে গিয়ে I will probably play my wild card, then probably go on to game week 16 during the wild card and play and do the unlimited transfers as well. So প্রথম উইকে যারা খারাপ করছেন, আমি পার্সোনালি খারাপ করছি. I had 2 Liverpool defenders. I had Kane, I had Mahrez as well. So I had a disastrous game week, but nevertheless I'm not too bothered about it, because আপনারা প্রিভিয়াস উইনার্সদেরও দেখবেন যারা FPL ওভারঅল সিজনসে উইন করছে, they had started really slow. They were on the first game, they were actually in the 1 million 2 million mark, then they slowly went above. So I think you don't need to worry about and panic for a wild card. So I think it's better you go slow and plan accordingly, plan for 2 and 3 game weeks in advance, look at the fixtures and plan accordingly. So game week 2 wild card I don't think is a necessary right now, but if you want to play, might go ahead, but I don't think it's a mandate. So there you have it.
Thanks, Ashfaq. That just clocked about 2 minutes 5 seconds. So great timing, to be honest. Thank you. Anyway, let's go. I mean, this is good. This is good. Let's keep it very precise because we want to answer most of the questions that are coming. Yeah, by 11:30. So that's that. Okay, next one is Kane and Haaland. I think Kane to Haaland. I think that's a burning question after what has happened last week. Kane বরাবরের মতোই সবাইকে হতাশ করছে and Haaland kind of delivered after all the meme that came out because of his miss against Liverpool in the Community Shield. So yeah, Jangir, over to you. What do you think? Kane to Haaland is a good move.
Okay, first of all, I myself, আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেলে যারা ফলো করে বা পেজে ফলো করে দেখবেন যে আমি কেইনকে সেল লিস্টে রাখছি, বাট ওই ভিডিওটা আসছিল কবে, একদম যেদিন ম্যান সিটির ম্যাচটা হয়েছে ঠিক তার 2 ঘন্টা পর, ওই দিন রাতে। সো ওই মোমেন্টটায় আমার কেইন সেল এটা বলার রিজনটাই ছিল যে আমি জানি পরদিন সকালে হালান্ডের প্রাইস রাইজ হবে এন্ড কেইন টু হালান্ড ইজ অ্যান ইজি সুইচ, যেখানে গেম উইক 2 তে হালান্ডের ফিক্সচার বোর্নমাউথ হোম এন্ড আই থিংক গেম উইক 2 তে ক্যাপ্টেন্সি নিয়ে একটা বিরাট ডাউট হবে। ইভেন আমি নিজে এখন পর্যন্ত ডিলেমায় আছি যে whether it should be হালান্ড অর কেইন, সরি হালান্ড অর সালা। সো ইভেন সালার সাথে এখানে ক্যাপ্টেন্সির একটা কম্পারিজন আসবে। সো আমার মনে হয় আমি না দিলেও বা আপনারা না দিলেও আমরা অনেকেই কেউ না কেউ দিবেই হালান্ড ক্যাপ্টেন। আই থিঙ্ক এটা অনেকটা 50-50 কল হবে। সো হালান্ড ইজ অ্যান এক্সিলেন্ট প্লেয়ার, ম্যান সিটি ইজ অ্যান এক্সিলেন্ট টিম। আর কয়েকটা স্ট্যাট যদি বলি, হালান্ডের শর্টস অন টার্গেট, বিগ চান্সেস ইন দ্য বক্স, সবকিছুতে হালান্ড লাস্ট উইকে টপে ছিল এন্ড দে উইল ফেস বোর্নমাউথ। জাস্ট বিকজ বোর্নমাউথ লাস্ট ম্যাচে ক্লিন শিট রাখছে ডাজন্ট মিন দে আর দ্য বেস্ট ডিফেন্সিভ টিম। দে উইল ডেফিনেটলি স্ট্রাগল। সো আই থিঙ্ক ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ বাজেট ডেফিনেটলি গো ফর ইট। বাট যদি এমন হয় যে আপনার প্রাইস বেড়ে গেছে, এখন আর করতে পারতেছেন না, ইন দ্যাট কেস আমি বলবো যেহেতু কেইন নিছেন, কেইনেরও ভালো ফিক্সচার আছে এন্ড স্পার্সও অ্যাটাকিং খেলে। জাস্ট একটা ম্যাচে ওরা 4টা গোল করছে, কেইনের ইনভলভমেন্ট ছিল না, তার মানে প্রত্যেক ম্যাচে এমন হবে না। দে হ্যাভ উলভস, নটিংহাম ফরেস্ট এন্ড ফুলহাম ইন দেয়ার আপকামিং 4 গেম উইক। সো যদি কেইন রাখেন, চেলসি ম্যাচের পরের 3টা উইক রাখতে হবে এই চিন্তা করে রাখেন। আর যদি কারো এমন হয় যে না 0.5 মিলিয়ন আগে থেকেই হাতে রাখছিলেন, চাইলে এটা করতে পারেন মানে এখনো। বাট আমি বলবো না যে মানে কেইন টু হালান্ড করার জন্য, যেহেতু এখন 0.2 মিলিয়নের একটা শর্টেজ হয়ে গেছে, অন্য কোনো ডিফেন্ডার সেল করে -4 নিয়ে করা দরকার নাই বা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড খেলে করা দরকার নাই। যদি কারো হাতে আগে থেকে এক্সট্রা মানি থাকে ডেফিনেটলি করতে পারেন, আদারওয়াইজ দরকার নাই।
Wow, Jangir, you just clocked 1 minute 55 seconds for that answer. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'll come back to you because you kind of maintained and you didn't cross it like Ashfaq did. He crossed it by 5 minutes. You kind of balanced it by 5 minutes. So I'll come to you again. I'll give you the floor. Is Nunes the third best Liverpool asset?
Yeah, I think Nunes is the third best and third Liverpool asset. Also, আমি এই জিনিসটাও আমার বাই সেল কিপ অ্যাভয়েড ভিডিওটাতে দিছি, এটা নিয়েও হয়তো অনেক একটু ডিসএগ্রি করছে। বাট দ্য থিং ইজ নুনেজ এখন লিভারপুলের থার্ড বেস্ট অ্যাসেট অ্যাকর্ডিং টু মি। ইভেন আমার সিজনের ফার্স্ট ড্রাফট ভিডিও আমি যেটা বানাইছি ওইখানে নুনেজ ছিল, অনেকদিন নুনেজ ছিল। সামহাউ জেসুসের ওনারশিপটা আমাকে একটু স্কেয়ার করে ফেলছে, এই জন্য আমি জেসুসের শিফট করছি। বাট আমি এখনই বলবো না আপনি জেসুস টু নুনেজ করেন কিংবা কেইন টু নুনেজ করেন, যেখানে হালান্ড আপনার ফার্স্ট চয়েস, যেখানে জেসুস স্টিল আপনার সেকেন্ড চয়েস, কজ স্টিল হি হ্যাজ দোজ ফিক্সচার। বাট আমার মনে হয় আপনার প্ল্যানিং এ থাকা উচিত, যারা আমরা রবার্টসন আর আর্নল্ড ডেভেলপ করছি, আই থিঙ্ক আমাদের প্ল্যান করা উচিত যে কোন উইকে আমরা রবার্টসনকে ডাউনগ্রেড করব এন্ড মেবি জেসুসকে আপগ্রেড করব, কিংবা ইন সামওয়্যার এলস মেবি থার্ড ফরওয়ার্ড হিসেবে আমরা নুনেসকে নিব। বাট আই থিঙ্ক নুনেস ইজ দ্য থার্ড লিভারপুল অ্যাসেট নাও। এখন থেকে ওকে নিতে পারেন আপনার যদি পসিবল হয়। কেউ যদি ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড খেলেন, আমি ডেফিনেটলি ওইখানে নুনেস সহ এই ড্রাফটটা বানাবো। বাট এখন এফোর্ড না করতে পারলো, আই থিঙ্ক গেম উইক 3 তে ইউনাইটেড ফিক্সচার, আই থিঙ্ক এটা একটা ভালো ফিক্সচার, ওই উইকে কিংবা তার পরের উইকে নুনেসকে নিতে পারেন।
And that was just 1 minute 12 seconds. Wow, this is getting fast. This is getting fast. Okay, Ashfaq, can you beat this time? Let's see. Is Kulishevsky okay? Or no, sorry. Should we transfer out Jesus and Perisic? Ashfaq, over to you. Let's see if you can beat 1 minute 12 seconds. Over to you, Ashfaq. Your time starts now.
Okay, added pressure ফেলতেছেন আমাকে. So first I'll start with Jesus. Jesus's ownership is still high. Even people who were not really convinced on Jesus actually took in Jesus because of his high ownership. And having a high ownership player, and if Jesus delivers big, gives an assist and a goal, or scores 2 goals, then and you don't have Jesus in your team, chances are you are already down in your rank. So Jesus' high ownership, I don't think he necessarily played bad in the game. So I think Jesus is a keep. At least give him two to next game week or 2 to 3 game weeks to see how he delivers. Perisic is a different story because Perisic যেটা আমরা আমাদের লাস্ট পর্বে বলছিলাম যে আই এম নট কনভিন্সড অন Perisic's 90 minutes contribution because last season he played left wing back for Inter Milan as well. So I did not. We saw that Perisic did not complete 90 minutes for most of the games, and with Sessegnon's great performances, I think he scored one goal and he almost scored another one as well, which was disallowed, I think. So with Sessegnon's performance, I think he has a very good competition there. So Perisic, I don't think is not as sure to be start as he was in the beginning of the season. So Perisic, I think, is someone you should transfer out immediately. So keep Jesus, give him a few weeks, and Perisic, I think it's time you kick him out.
That is brilliant, Ashfaq. That is brilliant. Considering you had two players to discuss, you clocked at 1 minute 37 seconds. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay, Jangir, I'll come. I desperately want to give you this question, and I hope you take no offense in this because I know you got a lot of slating for saying something against it, and that is particularly related to Kulishevsky. So I'm going to come to you, Jangir. Is Kulishevsky okay as a 8 million mid? What do you think?
ওকে আই থিঙ্ক এখানে যারা আমাদের অডিয়েন্স মোটামুটি সিমিলার এন্ড আমি জাস্ট একটা চার্ট দিছিলাম আমার পেজ থেকে যে বাই সেল কিপ অ্যাভয়েড, এখানে অ্যাভয়েড লিস্টে কুলুসেভস্কি ছিল। আই থিঙ্ক কিছু মানুষ এটা একটু মিসআন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড করছে যে অ্যাভয়েড লিস্টার মানে কি। অ্যাভয়েড লিস্টার মানে এই না যে আপনার একটা প্লেয়ার আছে আপনি ওকে সেল করে দিবেন, ওটা সেলে যাইতো। অ্যাভয়েড মানে হচ্ছে এই প্লেয়ারটা আপনার টিমে নাই, সে ভালো করছে, স্টিল আমি বলতেছি যে এখনই নিয়েন না, জাস্ট হোল্ড অন ফর আ ফিউ উইকস অর অ্যাট লিস্ট 1 উইক। যেটা আমার পয়েন্ট অফ ভিউ হচ্ছে, আমার এগেইন জাস্ট লাইক নুনেস, কুলুসেভস্কি ওয়াজ ইন মাই ড্রাফট, ইন মাই ফার্স্ট ড্রাফট, যেখানে আমি কেইনসন দুইজনকে না নিয়ে কুলুসেভস্কিকে নিছি বিকজ হি অ্যাভারেজ মোর পয়েন্টস পার ম্যাচ among all the other 8 million midfielders. So he's really excellent player and an excellent FPL asset. So ও পারফর্ম করছে, লাস্ট সিজন ভালো করছে, স্টিল আমি কেন ওকে এখন অ্যাভয়েড করতে বলতেছি কারণ লাস্ট আমরা সবাই জানি যে কেন আমরা কুলুসেভস্কিকে ফার্স্ট ড্রাফটে নেই নাই, কারণ রিচার্লিসনকে নতুন করে স্পার্স কিনছে। রিচার্লিসনকে ওই রাইট উইং পজিশনে খেলানো হয়েছে, স্টার্ট করানো হয়েছে, রিচার্লিসন মোটামুটি ভালোও খেলছে এন্ড দ্য ফ্যাক্ট ইজ কুলুসেভস্কি লাস্ট ম্যাচে ভালো পারফর্ম করছে। বাট একটা পয়েন্ট আমরা হয়তো বা মিস করে ফেলছি, বা যারা অত ডিটেলস দেখে না, যে লাস্ট ম্যাচে কিন্তু রিচার্লিসন ব্যান্ড ছিল, ও স্কোয়াডই ছিল না আগের সিজনের ইয়েলো বা রেড কার্ড সামথিং এর জন্য। সো রিচার্লিসন না থাকা অবস্থায় কুলুসেভস্কি খেলছে, এই কারণে ও বেশি টাইম পাইছে এন্ড স্টার্ট করছে। বাট নেক্সট ম্যাচ চেলসির এগেইনস্টে, সো এমন কোন ফিক্সচার না যে কুলুসেভস্কিকে আমাদের এক্ষুনি নিতে হবে। আমি জাস্ট এটাই সবাইকে বলবো যে যেহেতু 8 মিলিয়ন একটা মানে ভালো একটা পজিশন, যে এই পজিশনে অনেকগুলো অ্যাসেট আছে, একটু দেখা উচিত যে রিচার্লিসন আসার পরে কুলুসেভস্কি কিরকম টাইম পায় এন্ড কিরকম খেলে, ও স্টার্ট করে নাকি বেঞ্চ হয়। যেহেতু লাস্ট ম্যাচে ও পুরো মানে অনলি অপশন ছিল, ও খেলছে, বাট এই ম্যাচটা কোনো অবভিয়াস ফিক্সচারও না। সো একটা উইক দেখে দেন যদি মনে হয় যে না কুলুসেভস্কি এগেইন ভালো খেলছে, দেন জাস্ট go and buy him in the game week 3 or game week 4.
Thanks. That was good. That was again on time. Last one for the hot topic. Mount to who? Foden, Grealish, Saka, Kulishevsky, Ashfaq. I'll come to you for that.
So first of all, I almost took in Mount, but I took in a worse player for cause. I took in Mahrez, but that's a separate conversation altogether. My first advice here is if you have Mount, I think he's a keep at least for the next 1 or 2 game weeks because his preseason form was excellent. I think he'll still come good. But if you do, you're set on transferring out Mount between Foden, Grealish, Saka, and Kulusevski. I will answer this by elimination. Foden and Grealish would not be the best substitution because James, what you've seen that in City's wings, there's still very much good competition. Mahrez did not start last game. Foden did. There's a very good chance Mahrez will start next game. Grealish on the left. Foden might play there as well. And what we've seen that when Alvarez comes in, he usually plays on the wings. So between Foden and Grealish, I don't think with Pep's roulette there is much you can do here. কুলুসেভস্কি জাহাঙ্গীর ভাইয়ের থেকে আমি একটু একটু একমত যে Richarlison was not available, which is why I think Kulusevski played the minutes he did. But when Richarlison is available, I think they will be rotated. I think Richarlison play some matches, Kulusevski will play some matches, and their minutes might be managed as well. So there's the dilemma there as well. So between them, I think the best replacement, like for like, is Saka, because Saka is a more consistent player. He is the penalty taker for Arsenal as well. He is on set pieces. He also had an assist. He almost had a goal, but an own goal made that an assist. So Jangir, I think, already has Saka here. So I think he is a bit admirer of Saka. So, like for like, from Mount, if you're set on a replacement, I think Saka is your best shot because he's a bit of a safe player in the Arsenal squad who still has great fixtures for the next 5 to 6 game weeks.
All right. So let me before we go to the next topic, I'll do one thing. I see somebody who's lurking behind the scenes now. Yeah, who's kind of waiting over there, kind of doing certain things over there. So let me just bring that person. It's none other than somebody who has managed to get a draw out of the last game. Of course, we lost Ashfaq, but they managed to get a draw, so it's good. So let me just bring somebody, and before that, I'll just do this. It's one and only Saif bin Rashid. So welcome, Saif. Yeah, good to have you, brother. And thank you so much for joining.
ধরনের কথা সাইফ ভাই আসলে হচ্ছে গিয়ে আলাদা একটা মিউজিক হয়, আমরা আসলে মিউজিক হয় না, এটা কি ধরনের
Yeah, well, that's partiality. You can call it partiality, Ashfaq. You can call it partial treatment, fair treatment.
You clearly have favorites in the team. You clearly have favorites.
Well, you should be knowing by now, no? I think you should be knowing by now, Ashfaq. I think this should have been this was made very clear throughout the years. I don't think so there was any doubt. Even Jahangir on the very first day understood whom I was favoring.
নিচ্ছিলাম যে আমি আপনাদের সাথে কম সময় ধরে আছি, আমি স্টিল ধরতে পারছি যে মেবি ইউ আর নট ইন দ্য ফেভারিট লিস্ট, বাট ডেফিনেটলি আপনি নট ফেভারিট লিস্টে আছেন নাদিম ভাইয়ের।
See, Ashfaq. See, by the way, Ashfaq, don't fall for these traps. This is just Liverpool's conspiracy to separate us and divide and conquer. But don't fall for it. Anyway, let's move to the next topic. And now that Saif is back, so we'll just slightly tweak things a bit. Wherever Saif has given a different opinion when it comes to buy and sell, we'll ask Saif for that opinion as well. Okay. So let's go to the next topic, and which is, of course, what you might call it is keep or sell. So as you can see, we have Kane, and only Pranay has given a different opinion when it comes to it. I see Jahangir, Saif, Ashfaq, and myself, we have all kind of agreed that Kane is a sell now, and I think we all made that transfer. Whoever didn't make that, didn't go with Haaland, made that transfer already. But Pranay said keep, and Jahangir is kind of the opinion that na bhai, keep kora ashole jay bhai. Thik ase? We were having this argument. So I'll give it to Jahangir. Jahangir, what do you think? Why should we keep Kane now?
Okay, the reason is এই গতকালকের আগের দিন পর্যন্ত আমি বলছি সেল, বা মানে রাত 12টায় যে বলছে সেল, সকালে উঠে সে বলতেছে কি। একটাই রিজন যে এখন কিন্তু ওদের মাঝে 0.2 মিলিয়নের একটা গ্যাপ চলে আসছে। আর আমরা দেখছিও যে স্পার্স কিন্তু খারাপ খেলতেছে না, স্পার্স ভালো খেলছে, 4টা গোল দিছে। আমরা এটা জানি যে কেইন একটু স্লো স্টার্ট করে, যে মানে গোল হয়তো বা ডিরেক্টলি শুরু থেকেই খুব বেশি ইনভলভ হয় না, বাট যখন ও ইনভলভ হওয়া শুরু করে হেভিলি হয়। এন্ড জাস্ট আফটার দ্য চেলসি ফিক্সচার, আই থিংক দ্য ফিক্সচারস আর গ্রেট, মানে একদমই ভালো। সো ওই ফিক্সচার গুলায় চাইলে আপনি কেইনকে রাখতে পারেন। সো এই মুহূর্তে যদি আপনি 0.2 মিলিয়ন মনে হয় যে ওয়েস্ট করতে চান না, কিংবা এক্সট্রা ট্রান্সফার করতে চান না, ইন দ্যাট কেস আমার মনে হয় কেইনকে রাখায় কোনো প্রবলেম নাই। মানে আই থিংক হালান্ডের এই যে একটা উইক নিয়ে আমরা শুধু ভয় আছি যে বোর্নমাউথ ফিক্সচার হোম, বাট তারপরে কিন্তু ওরও ফিক্সচার স্লাইটলি টাফের দিকে যাবে। মানে একদম বলবো না খুব টাফ, বাট নিউক্যাসল আর প্যালেস এই দুইটা কিন্তু ওই জুসি ফিক্সচার না। এগুলাকে যতই এফডিআর এ গ্রিন দেখানো, র্যাঙ্কিং 2 দেওয়া হোক, এগুলা এখন আমরা জানি মডারেট ফিক্সচার। সো ওই তার চাইতে আমার মনে হয় কেইনের যে আপকামিং ফিক্সচার গুলা, নটিংহাম ফরেস্ট, ফুলহাম, ওইগুলা বেটার। সো আপনি যা লস করার করে ফেলছেন, আরেক উইকে হয়তো বা আপনি 5-6 পয়েন্টে লুজ করবেন, সালাকে ক্যাপ দেন, ওইটা আরো ওই গ্যাপটা আরো কমে যাবে। আমার মনে হয় তারপরে গেম উইক 3 থেকে 6 পর্যন্ত আমার মনে হয় হালান্ডের চেয়ে কেইন বেটার অপশন হবে। সো যদি আপনি রাখতে চান, দ্যাট ইজ ফাইন।
Okay, Jahangir, সেই তুমি কেন এত অচেনা হলে, if Ken blanks again, people will come back to you and say like, সেই আমি কেন তোমাকে দুঃখ দিলে, so be careful with that. Yeah, people will accuse you of making them suffer, so remember that. Okay, for Jesus I think we all agree, so I think there's nothing to really disagree about whether to keep your Jesus or not. I think Jesus played great. I think he was unlucky not to get a score, that's the thing, but I think Jesus played great. I've never seen Jesus play so good, to be honest. Even last season when he was scoring a lot of goals, I didn't see him doing so well. For Perisic, Saif says keep and Jangi says keep. Rest of us say sell. So I'll come to Saif. Why do you think it's Perisic keep? Saif, you have 2 minutes to answer that, by the way. And I'm keeping tab of time.
The thing about Perisic is we didn't get any new information. Or we knew that he was likely to start from the bench and he would likely to have come on later, which is exactly what happened. So I don't think there is any reason to panic right now. The only problem is Sessegnon played a blinder. He scored 2 goals. I think he was in 1 goal and then another goal was offside. So Sessegnon I think played very well, but I think when Perisic is fit, and I think he will be the starter and Sessegnon will be the alternative option. So I don't think there is any reason to panic right now. I think we can see 1 or 2 game weeks more.
আমিও যেহেতু এখানে কিপ দিছি একটু অ্যাড করি 30 সেকেন্ড যারা পেরিসিচ নিছে আমার মনে হয় ওরা এই রিস্কটা নিয়েই নিছে, যে কারণ ঠিক ডেডলাইনের আগেই যখন একটা কোচ বলছে যে সে 100% ফিট না, সে তার ফিটনেস লেভেল নিয়ে হ্যাপি না, এটা অবভিয়াস যে তারা জানে যে পেরিসিচ স্টার্ট করবে না। এন্ড দেন গেম উইক 2 তে ওদের চেলসি ফিক্সচার, সো তারা হয়তোবা ওই আপকামিং ফিক্সচার গুলোর জন্যই নিছে। সো যেহেতু নিছেন কেন এখন ট্রান্সফার ওয়েস্ট করবেন, অন্য কাউকে খেলান বা পেরিসিচকে খেলান। সো আমার মনে হয় গেম 3 এর মাঝে পেরিসিচ ফিট হয়ে যাবে, বা ইভেন গেম 2 তো আমার মনে হয় ও স্টার্ট করলে খুব অবাক হবে না, বাট আমার মনে হয় ওই এক্সপেকটেশন রিটার্ন গুলো হয়তো গেম 3 থেকে পাবেন। সো 3 এর পরে যে ডিসিশন নেন।
রাইট, ইউ আর সেইং সামথিং সাইফ?
না মানে বলতেছিলাম যে আমি নিজেও আমার টিমে পেরিসিচ আছে। ফার্স্ট গেম উইক আমি স্টার্ট করাইনি, সেকেন্ড গেম উইকে স্টার্ট করাবো না, বাট I picked him for game 3 and onwards, so I don't see any reason to sell him now.
Right, that is minimizing your transfers, preempting. Okay, and that answer is finished even before 1 minute 43 seconds, which is great. Robertson, we don't disagree. We all agree that it's 55%. I mean, all of us agree, 5 of us, that we should all keep. So nothing to discuss about that. I think Robertson is still a great option. But when it comes to Mount, Jangi says keep, others say sell. Now I know why I would say sell. So Jangi, I'll ask you, why you want to keep him?
Okay, I guess যে আমি একমাত্র পারসন যে কিপ বলছি, সো
yes you are.
মানে আমি এক্সপেক্ট করি না যে এত মানুষ ওকে সেল বলবে। সো আমার একটাই কথা যে 8 মিলিয়নের একটা মিডফিল্ডারকে বা একটা এরকম মানে মিড বাজেট, একদম প্রিমিয়াম বলবো না বাট মিড বাজেট প্লেয়ারকে যখন আপনারা নেন, এটা কিন্তু আপনারা কখনো এক্সপেক্ট করেন না প্রত্যেক উইকে ওরা পয়েন্ট দিবে। যেই হোক সেটা, সাকাও প্রত্যেক উইকে পয়েন্ট দিবে না, মাউন্টও দিবে না, হয়তো সালাহ হালান্ড এদের থেকে আমরা এক্সপেক্ট করি বেশি কারণ ক্যাপ্টেন দেয়, বাট বাকি যে প্লেয়ার গুলা এদের কিন্তু প্রত্যেক উইকে কেউ পয়েন্ট দেয় না 8 মিলিয়নে। সো এক উইকে পয়েন্ট দেয় নাই, আপনারা এটা ধরেই নিতে হবে যে আচ্ছা কারো থেকে মনে হয় একটু ডাবল ইকো আসতেছে, আই গেস। ওকে, এক উইক পয়েন্ট দেয় নাই তার মানে এই না যাওয়া একদমই দিবেন। আর মাউন্টের খেলা আমি গতদিন দেখছি, চেলসির খেলা, আমি ডিসঅ্যাপয়েন্টেড বলবো না। রিস জেমস, স্টার্লিং এন্ড মাউন্টের যে কম্বিনেশন কেমিস্ট্রি আমার ভালো লাগছে, এবং আমার মনে হয়েছে মাউন্ট বক্সের আশেপাশে ভালো যাচ্ছিল, গোল না হইলেও অনেক অ্যাসিস্ট পাবে। আর 8 মিলিয়নের ট্রান্সফার আপনি এখন চেঞ্জ করে আরেকজনকে দিবেন, সে হয়তো এই উইকে ব্ল্যাঙ্ক দিল, মানে পয়েন্টের ডিফারেন্স খুব বেশি না, 3 পয়েন্টই দিছে এক্সট্রা ম্যাডিসন সাকা। সো পয়েন্টের ডিফারেন্স খুব বেশি না, আপনার ট্রান্সফারটা ওয়েস্ট যাবে। আমার মনে হয় একটা 8 মিলিয়নের প্লেয়ার নিলে আপনার অ্যাটলিস্ট 3-4 উইক সময় দিতে হবে। আর মাউন্টের লিডস, সাউদাম্পটন, ওয়েস্ট হ্যাম, ফুলহাম, লিস্টার এই ফিক্সচার গুলো আছে যেগুলো আমার মনে হয় প্রত্যেকটাই চেলসি গোল করার এবিলিটি রাখে। এন্ড চেলসি অ্যাজ এ টিম আমাদের শুরুতে যতটা স্ট্রাগল করবে মনে হয়েছে, আমার মনে হয় ফার্স্ট উইকে ওরা তার চেয়ে বেটার খেলছে, এন্ড দে উইল কিপ ডুইং বেটার। সো আই থিংক ইউ হ্যাভ টু গিভ সাম টাইম।
Okay, the only reason why I disagree, and I have just one short remark, the only reason why I think Mount shouldn't be part of any FPL manager's plan right now is because Mount was very, very wide. And that's something I didn't like. Mount was very central last year. but Mount was very wide this time. অনেক ডান দিকে, এমনকি রিস জেমসও ওর চেয়ে অনেক ভিতরে ঢুকছিল, but Mount was kind of very much out. I think he had only 3 penalty touches in the entire game. হ্যাঁ জানি এক গেম উইকের 3টে পেনাল্টি টাচ দিয়ে আমি এটা তাকে জাজ করতেছি, that's not the right thing to do. But খেলা দেখে যেটা মনে হয়েছে, he was too wide, yeah, and that's why I felt that he should be sold. Anyway, let's not waste too much time in this. Let's move to the next slide, which is buy. And here we have Haaland, of course. So nobody disagrees that you should not buy Haaland. So I don't think so anybody needs our advice also. যে ভাই আপনি কিনেন না হাল্যান্ডে, ঠিক আছে? আমার মনে হয় না কেউ আমাদের এই অ্যাডভাইসের জন্য বসেও আছে যে ভাই কিনেন না হাল্যান্ডে, বা ভাই কিনেন, প্লিজ কিনেন, হাল্যান্ডকে কিনেন, হ্যাঁ? So Haaland is yes. So let's not go into Haaland. But it's when it comes to Zinchenko, most of us said yes. But the man I was talking about, with whom I have a very good relationship, he happens to say wait. So I'll go to him. Ashfaq, why did you say wait when it comes to Zinchenko?
So Zinchenko, although he played for a very attacking Man City team, এখানে বিগ ম্যান বাকারের কিছু জিনচেঙ্কো নিয়ে স্ট্যাটস ছিল। So Zinchenko stats, at least pre-season, the hype before him, the stats was that his attacking output is a bit exaggerated. I mean, he's a great left back nevertheless, but the attacking output that FPL treats him as is slightly exaggerated. So regarding আমার এখানে জিনচেঙ্কোরে ওয়েট করে করতে বলার হচ্ছে কি, I have 3 reasons. Number one, regarding if you want to invest in an Arsenal asset, I think still the best, sorry, in an Arsenal defense, I think still the best asset to get is Ramsdale. Followed by that, I think Zinchenko still has a bit of a competition with Tierney. I think throughout the season he will be rotated with Tierney. Although Tierney is not match fit at the moment, he might come in game week 4 or 5. That is something that I'm a bit wary of. And third, if you want to double down on Arsenal defense, I think the next best option is Saliba, because Saliba, in his first game, I think was the man of the match, and based on his performances, I think he will be the starting center back this season. I think when what was the Japanese right back's name?
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu. When Tomiyasu is fit, I think White will lose that place, or the competition will be between White and Tomiyasu. But based on Saliba's performances, I think he might go on to be one of the best 4.5 defenders this season. So that is someone I have my eye on rather than Zinchenko.
All right. Okay, that sounds clear. I think when it comes to Nunes again, there is seems to be no disagreement between us. We all seem to agree, and I think Nunes is surprising. I think Nunes is understanding. I think Liverpool people will be able to better tell, but let's not get into that debate. I think it's very clear to us. Jai boli na keno, ultimately people will go for Nunes. But when it comes to Kulishevsky, I'm the only one who said yes, whereas others said wait. Now, here is one reason as to why. When it comes to my turn, and I'll tell you as to why I think Kulishevsky is a good shout. Not because, okay, somebody said, okay, 8 million এখন আমি অলরেডি লাগাইছি, এখন কেন আমি আবার একটা ট্রান্সফার যাবো, যেটা জাহাঙ্গীর অলরেডি বললো. But again, Richarlison is a big discussion, yeah. So based on those 2 particular points, if I have to say, I think Richarlison very rarely played right wing, be it in Everton, be it in Watford, or be it in any team. He played right wing very little. He was always from the left, and he was always from the center. Now, if you watch last game of Tottenham Hotspur, Son was kind of a free bird roaming around. He was coming from the left, but he was more of a free bird roaming around in the center. He was going all over the park, something like Bruno Fernandes does with Manchester United, yeah. And then there was Sessegnon, who was more on the left, and Kane was very central. And then on the left side, the right side, this is where Kulishevsky operates. So where my understanding is, as and when Richarlison comes in, he will actually move to the left. Son will be more central. Kulishevsky will be on the right, and then Kane will be in front. That's my understanding, and that's how I read the game. Of course, Perisic and other wingers will be there. I'm not talking about the wingers here, but that's how I read it. And I don't think so. Richarlison is a very good asset when it comes to right wing. I think he's more of a good asset when it comes to the left wing. Now when it comes to the 8 million budget and why I should কেন আমি একজনকে নিছি তারপরে এখন তাকে বদলে আমি আবার কুলিশেভস্কিকে নিব, the biggest question is 8 million is the price where we make all the changes, এবং এটা আগে থেকেই বলা হচ্ছিল যে একটা টিমের মধ্যে 8 মিলিয়ন প্লেয়ার রাখাই উচিত, কারণ 8 মিলিয়নে অনেক ভালো ভালো অপশনস আছে। And now Kulishevsky was one of the players যেটা হলো গত সিজনে আমরা তাকে আন্ডার এস্টিমেট করেই গেছি, মনে করছি সে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি দিবে না, বাট সে দিয়েই গেছে। At least I am the one who learned this. যেদিন প্রথম কুলিশেভস্কি গোল করছিল ইয়ার সাথে, ম্যানচেস্টার সিটির সাথে, সেদিন আমি আর পারভেজ একসাথে খেলা দেখতেছিলাম এবং সেদিনে আমরা আইডেন্টিফাই করছিলাম, দ্যাট ওয়াজ গেম উইক 24 বাই দ্য ওয়ে, যখন আমরা আইডেন্টিফাই করছি দিস প্লেয়ার ইজ ভেরি গুড, একে নিতে হবে। But guess what? How many times I picked him up over the season? Only once. একদিন একটা গেম উইকের জন্য নিয়েছিলাম। Although I had so many chances I could take him, I didn't, and I lost so many points. And he delivered constantly. So একটা প্লেয়ার যে কনস্ট্যান্টলি পয়েন্ট দিয়ে যাচ্ছে, যে ভালো করতেছে, যে জায়গাটাকে কনফার্ম করে রাখছে, সেখানে আসলে I think we are making too many assumptions. না খেলে নাই, বদলাই ফেলবো। It's 8 million, man. Come on. There are so many other options. But right now he's playing, so pick the points. কাউকে তো আমরা একবারে সারা বছরের জন্য নেই না। That's the biggest thing. So that's my point of why I said Kulishevsky. Anyway, let's move to Mitrovic.
আমার এখানে কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল যে who's timing you?
I'm timing myself. I went 2 minutes 13 seconds.
Okay, good to know.
Mitrovic, yes by Saif, no by Pranay. Pranay is not here to defend himself, so I'll say yes to Saif. Saif, why do you think Mitrovic? Over to you, Saif.
Because লিভারপুলের এগেইনস্টে দুইটা গোল করছে, মানে যে কোনো ডিফেন্সের এগেইনস্টে দুইটা গোল করতে পারে, এই জন্য।
Mitrovic was in my final draft, even before my final
Okay,
draft, by the way.
Saif, just to pause. Sorry, just to pause. I can see lots of people are watching. তো 3 মিনিট বাকি আছে, so please audience, আর 3 মিনিটের মধ্যে আপনাদের যত কোয়েশ্চেন্স আছে প্লিজ পাঠিয়ে দিন, কারণ আমরা শুধু 11:30 পর্যন্ত যেগুলা টাইম, যেগুলা কোয়েশ্চেন রেজিস্টার হবে, শুধু সেগুলা কোয়েশ্চেনই আমরা আনসার করবো আজকে পরে। তাছাড়া আমরা বাকি কোয়েশ্চেন আনসার করতে পারবো না। সো আপনার কোয়েশ্চেন যদি আমাদের সিস্টেম অনুযায়ী 10:30 11:30 পরে আসে, আমরা অত্যন্ত দুঃখিত যে আপনার কোয়েশ্চেনটাকে আমরা আনসার করতে পারবো না। সো আর মাত্র 3 মিনিট বা 2 মিনিট বাকি আছে। প্লিজ আপনার কোয়েশ্চেন্স থাকলে প্লিজ পাঠিয়ে দিন। উই উইল আনসার দোজ কোয়েশ্চেন্স দ্যাট কামস ইন বিফোর 11:30। সো 2 মিনিট এর মধ্যে যা কোয়েশ্চেন আসবে আমরা শুধু সেগুলাকে আনসার করব, এরপর আর আমরা কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন যেগুলো আসবে সেগুলো আমরা আনসার করব না। থ্যাংক ইউ। ওভার টু ইউ, সাইফ।
By the way, যেটা বলতেছিলাম যে Mitrovic was someone who I had my eye on even before the season started, because I thought Fulham is different team under Marco Silva, and they are very attacking, and I expected them to do very well, not that well against us, by the way. So they surprised me very much, and Andres Pereira was playing very high, and Mitrovic was clearly a different striker from the player he was 2 seasons before, when he scored only 3 goals. But I think he will get at least 10 to 15 goals this season by the way he played and by the way he has been playing in the last season. And he also has penalties in his locker, and for 6.5 I think he can be a very good enabler against the likes of Zinchenko, Haaland, Nunes and Kane, or anyway. So I think down the line, if Jesus continues to blank, Mitrovic can be a very good option to downgrade and to get the other big hitters.
Thanks. So I think let's move to the next section, and that is our final section, which is the captain section. So I'll give it to you, Saif, for this one, and it's over to you. So I think we have only 2 outstanding captain options. One is Haaland and one is Salah, and I think most people know it, but it's a very 50-50 call. So if you can help us, Saif, as to who is the best shout and why, then that would be good. Over to you, Saif.
I think before the season started, Game Week 2 was the fixture I think everyone targeted as the fixture to captain Haaland, because Bournemouth is, I think everyone thought Bournemouth would be the weakest team in the league, but Bournemouth actually surprised everyone. They kept a clean sheet versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa is a very good team under Steven Gerrard, so that was no mean feat, but they kept very good. They kept a clean sheet, and I think the XG considered from here you can see it's only 0.66. So they kept a clean sheet by defending well. So I think they will be playing a low block against Man City, but anyway, we know that against Man City it doesn't matter. Low block, high block, whatever you play, I think it doesn't matter. Man City will always go on to score. And by the way, Haaland has been integrated in the team, I think all the big chances will fall into him. All the players will target him. So I think Haaland is still an obvious choice. And I think he will be the highest captain. So there's that. You don't want to go against the crowd so early. I went against Haaland in the game week 1 and I have a very average score. So I already suffered. I already brought him in. So I am not sure on my captaincy yet, but I think he will be the prime captaincy pick for this game week. And Salah is Salah. He started the season very well, and the combination of Salah and Nunez is something I think will prosper a lot over the course of the season. I think both will benefit each other. Salah will get a lot more assists than the previous season, and he will always score whether there is another striker or not. So, and Crystal Palace, I think, surprised me negatively, while Bournemouth surprised us positively. Crystal Palace, I think I thought they would give a much tougher game to Arsenal, but they were dominated completely by Arsenal. Only in the I saw the first half. Only in the last 10 minutes, I think they could come out of come out from their half. But in the opening 30 minutes, Arsenal was constantly there, and Arsenal kept on attacking them. So I think Liverpool would like to do the same because they already drew a game and they have to win. And this is the first home match. So Salah is always a very good captaincy shout, and I think this is also a very good fixture for Liverpool based on the performance of Crystal Palace from game week 1. So I think it's 50-50, but if you go by effective ownership, I think Haaland's ownership will be huge. So there's that something to consider, because if Haaland holds and Salah blanks, the loss will be great, even if you have him. So that's something to consider. And if you look at the stats from the two players we were mentioning, you can see that Haaland is always there in the penalty area. So as I said, all the big chances will fall into him, and he has 15 minutes per attempt. He took only 15 minutes to register an attempt, and West Ham is a very good team. So if he does that against West Ham, I don't know what he'll do against the weaker teams. So I think the stats speaks for Haaland, and Salah, I think, will have to play the second fiddle against Haaland for this game week. So Haaland is the obvious pick, and then Salah.
Right. That completes our content section, and our content section is over. Just that everybody knows, Parvez and I will be back on Thursday to talk about predictions, and you can still ask us questions. And on Friday, we'll be doing the deadline show. Sorry, Ask Ghonos. So basically, that's a question and answer. যেখানে আমরা zonal weakness নিয়ে কথা বলবো না. So you can join us again on Friday. Yeah. But I think before all that starts, I think Jahangir has an announcement to make. So over to you, Jahangir.
Thank you so much, Nadim Bhai, for giving me the stage. On behalf of FPL Community Bangladesh, that includes Ghono Football Fantasy, FPL BD, and also Top Corner, আমরা আমাদের গ্রুপ থেকে কমিউনিটি গ্রুপ থেকে একটা টুর্নামেন্ট অ্যারেঞ্জ করতে যাচ্ছি, and it was from the request of the audience. মানে প্রচুর মানুষ আমাদেরকে পেজে মেসেজ করছিল যে ভাই একটা টুর্নামেন্ট লাস্ট সিজন আমরা একটা টিম আপ টুর্নামেন্ট নিয়েছিলাম, সো that tournament was very much successful, and এইবার সবাই চাচ্ছিল যে একটা সোলো টুর্নামেন্ট যেখানে মানে যাদের টিম নাই তারাও যাতে খেলতে পারে, এন্ড সেখানে আমাদেরকে একটা হিউজ হেল্প করছে মৎস্য, আওয়ার স্পন্সর। সো মৎস্য হ্যাজ স্পন্সর্ড আস ফর এ টুর্নামেন্ট যেখানে তারা একটা বড় অ্যামাউন্টের প্রাইজ মানি দিতে যাচ্ছে, ওভার 6,000 ক্যাশ প্রাইজ, এন্ড অলসো টি-শার্টস, সার্টিফিকেট, ক্রেস্ট এন্ড মাগ, আই মিন সো মেনি গিফট। সো ইনশাল্লাহ আগামীকালকে রাতে টুর্নামেন্টের অ্যানাউন্সমেন্ট আসবে। অলরেডি যারা গ্রুপে আছেন আপনারা হয়তোবা রুলস, রেগুলেশনস, ফরম্যাট সবকিছু জেনে ফেলছেন। আগামীকালকে রাতে রেজিস্ট্রেশন পোস্ট আসবে, হয়তোবা আমরা 3টা পেজ থেকেই সে রেজিস্ট্রেশন পোস্ট দিব, বাট রেজিস্টার করতে হলে ডেফিনেটলি আপনাদের গ্রুপে জয়েন করতে হবে। সো যারা অডিয়েন্সের মধ্যে থেকে এখনো FPL কমিউনিটি বাংলাদেশ গ্রুপে জয়েন করেন নাই, খুব দ্রুত জয়েন করে ফেলেন। আপনাদের ফ্রেন্ডদের যারা টুর্নামেন্ট খেলে বা খেলতে ইন্টারেস্টেড তাদের ইনভাইট করেন। ইনশাল্লাহ এই টুর্নামেন্টটা খুব ভালো হবে, সিজন লং হবে, এন্ড ডেফিনেটলি অনেক ইন্টারেস্টিং কিছু স্টেপস আছে, অনেক ডিফারেন্ট এবং ডেফিনেটলি অনেক টাফ, একটু লেংদি, বাট স্টেজ বাই স্টেজ আই থিঙ্ক ইউ উইল ফলো ইট। সো বেস্ট উইশেস ফর দ্য টুর্নামেন্ট, এন্ড জয়েন FPL কমিউনিটি বাংলাদেশ as soon as possible. থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
রাইট, গ্রুপে নাই তো সব মিস আসলে, বেসিক্যালি পড মিস, কন্টেন্ট মিস, টুর্নামেন্ট মিস, ক্যাশ প্রাইজ মিস,
এর
সব
আমাদের
মিস,
ক্লাসিক লিগও মিস।
ক্লাসিক লিগ মিস, সবই মিস, জার্সি মিস, মৎস্য মিস, আই ডোন্ট নো আর কত কিছু। Just imagine Ghono miss, Mocho miss. My God, that makes life so difficult. Anyway, I think that's it. We have no more content to discuss. We said whatever we had to say about whatever we thought was important. Now let's get to the questions, and we have crossed that 11:30 mark, so we know exactly which was the last question that came in at 11:30. So thank you so much. Now to answer all the questions that came in until 11:30. So now we are going to straight away. Okay, and that includes comments as well. So we'll go straight into the questions now. So Amim No starts with Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Walaikum assalam. And then Arifin Bhai is joining us from YouTube, and he says Kane or Haaland. So I'll start with you, Ashfaq. Sorry, I'll start with you, Saif. Kane or Haaland?
Definitely Haaland, from the way the two performed in the game week 1. Kane was hogging the mid line. He was playing more as center mid. I was expecting him to play much up front from based on the preseason games, but he again went back to the central midfield area. So I don't see much potential there. Is still wait before he starts banging them in. But Haaland started very well, and I think he will keep on scoring for this City team because he is the one they will target with all the crosses and passes, and then there is KDB. So the answer is very obvious for me. Is Kane. Sorry, it's Haaland.
Right. Okay. So guys, try to take 1 minute to answer each question, not more than that. Yeah. Otherwise, we will. There are so many questions already came in within this 1 hour, or within this 45 minutes that we took to discuss the pod, that we will take so much time. So just take 1 minute to answer each question. Abdul Munim Nihal says, Assalamu alaikum. How are you guys? Abdul Munim Nihal, good to see you, brother. And thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we are all good. We all seem to be doing well. Busy, but doing well. Yeah. And then Shibli Sadek says, Sadek Ahmed says, কি অবস্থা ভাই, ওয়াটকিনস আউট করে কাকে নিব? Ashfaq, I'll come to you first.
So Watkins's best like for right replaces would be between Tony and Mitrovic, I think. কারণ ওই price range I think these are the best shouts. Between Mitrovic and Tony, I like Tony better because Tony has the better fixtures. Mitrovic after game week 6 or 7 I think has great fixtures, so that is I think where I will bring him in. Not right now because of his fixtures, but Tony, between them, I think Tony is a better shout. He has good fixtures till game week 8 or 9. So for Watkins, I think Tony is the best.
Right. Okay. And then Arifin Bhai again joined us from YouTube, and he asks Zangir, Darwin or Jesus? I think I asked a nice question to nice guy.
If you have Jesus, keep Jesus. But if you don't have Jesus, you want to bring someone in, I would choose Darwin now. Because I think Martinelli and Saka, যেহেতু Saka midfielder, same price of Jesus, I think Sakaর গোলের ভ্যালু বেশি, ক্লিন শিটের ভ্যালু আছে, আর মার্টিনেলিতে এমনিতেই বেটার ভ্যালু আছে because 2 million cheaper. But Darwin, I think in that case. But if you have Jesus, then keep Jesus.
Okay. There were about 50 to 60 people watching, and I can see only 37 likes coming in. I mean, this is seriously, what are you guys talking about? Crack some jokes, people will like it more, do something about it. But get the likes in, guys. Get the likes in. If you don't like something we're talking, if you don't like something we're saying rubbish, just get involved, say it to us on our face, no problem. We'll take it with a chin up, yeah, but give us the likes. I think that's what we deserve. Come on, just share the likes. Come on. Right. Okay. Then he says, please suggest me. Of course, we suggested already. Arifin Bhai, Jahangir already responded to your question, by the way, Arifin Bhai, Darwin or Jesus, and I think you should have got that answer by now. Okay. Then next one comes from Hamimnu 9. He says, Omar Farooq Shakil, stay on here, might be helpful. So he's basically tagging some of his friends, asking him to come and join here and maybe listen to the discussion. I think this is very appreciative of Hamimnu 9. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Really love that. Inviting your friends to join. Maybe something we are doing right. Maybe. Yeah. Thanks. Abdul Munim Nehal says, Jahangir Bhai looking gorgeous with Liverpool jersey like me.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ আব্দুল মুনিম নিহাল ভাই। আর আমি যদি জানতাম সাইফ ভাই রেট্রো জার্সি পরবে, তাহলে আমি আমার কার্লসবার্গটা পরে আসতাম, বা এখনো গ্যাপে চেঞ্জ করে আসতে পারি চাইলে।
Yeah, you can shut down the screen. Shut down the screen and let's do it.
There is
Let's do it.
always
Yeah,
next week.
yeah. Jahangir, you
Next week.
see, sorry, Ashfaq, do you see the period here? You see the period? I wish I was allowed to play music, you know.
মনে ম্যানু জার্সি নাই জীবন
No,
To
I wish
attain.
না না
I wish I was
আমি
allowed
পড়ছি
to
তো,
play the
আমি
music here. But
আমি অনেকবার পড়ছি, সেটা কথা না। আর জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই এমনিতেই মানে গর্জিয়াস, সে এমনিতেই গর্জিয়াস। মানে তার ঈদের সময় হচ্ছে গিয়ে একটা কমেন্ট আমার এখনো আছে যে 15 টাকা পেপসি দিয়ে জাহাঙ্গীর ভাইকে একটা কমেন্ট দিচ্ছে, আমার এখনো মনে আছে। তো মানে তার ফ্যান ফলোইংও আছে আসলে।
যে মার্কা মারা ছবি দেয় রে ভাই, ঠিক আছে, মডেল ফেল, ঠিক আছে, model fell. But anyway, kudos Jahangir, you look great. You do look great. Yeah. And
Thank
as
you
long
so
as your
much,
club is doing well,
everyone.
you should just keep it on. Yeah. Keep it on. Yeah. Mo Alamin says, mount, hold or sell. Saif, I'll come to you with that question.
I think we did a buy or hold or sell on option on Mount, and I think everyone except Jahangir Bhai said sell. I also said sell because I didn't watch the game. I could not watch the match, but from what from the reports I have read, that I think Mount was playing much more defensively, or much
Wide.
more. He was not playing much more in attacking positions. So I think he was being wide, and James was getting in the box. I think I haven't seen the match, but from what I have read, I think Mount was not getting any assist or any assist giving position or goal scoring positions. So from that, I think he's not worth the 8 million, and also his fixtures are not very good. Spurs away is, I think, the next fixture. So I think there are better 8 million options like Saka and Kulusevski, who are already delivered, and Luis Diaz, even though he blanked, I think he hit the post twice in the last game. So
He had
he's
a goal
someone,
disallowed.
yeah, he had a goal disallowed, then he hit the post. So I think he is someone to keep an eye on. So I think from the 8 million options getting in the market, I think Mount is someone I think I would sell if I had him in my team.
Yeah, I think I at least agree with that, Saif. So yeah, at least in that case, we are in the same page. Okay, Mohammad Raj Bhai is asking. Mohammad Raj Bhai, thank you so much, bhai, for this question. Luis Diaz ke ki sell kore dibo naki 3-4 weeks game wait korbo? Ashfaq, I'll come to you with this one. A Manchester United fan answering a Liverpool related question. Over to
So
you,
আমি
man.
আমি তাড়াতাড়ি বলার চেষ্টা করি, কারণ সাইফ ভাই অনেক সময় নিয়ে নিছে অ্যাজ ইউজুয়াল। সো লুইস ডিয়াল হইছে গিয়ে আই থিঙ্ক ইজ এ কিপ, বিকজ অলদো হি ডিড নট স্কোর, যেটা সাইফ ভাই বলছিল আর কি, যে হি হিট দ্য পোস্ট অ্যান্ড হি হ্যাড আ গোল ডিসঅ্যালাউড, স্টিল ইজ লাইকলি। And Luis Diaz, I think, still now is a bit of a differential, because the focus is on Nunez and some of the focus is on Robertson, but Luis Diaz still, I think, ownership is not much high. And if you have Luis Diaz and he does score, you have a bit of a differential on your hands. So I think I would give Luis Diaz at least 1 or 2 more game weeks.
Right. Thanks, Ashfaq. You did justice to that. You did justice to that. I thought you would say, like, take Martial and sell Luis Diaz. I thought that, but anyway.
Martial forward though.
Yeah, -4. You can take -4 for a Manchester United player by selling a Liverpool asset. It's okay. Azhar Zahin Bhai says, anyway, jokes aside. Azhar Zahin Bhai, thank you so much for the question. Kane ke baad dibo. Jahangir, coming to you.
ওই যে যদি আপনি 0.5 মিলিয়ন আগে থেকে হাতে রাখেন, হালান্ড নিতে পারেন, ইন দ্যাট কেস করতে পারেন। আর যদি বাজেট না থাকে তাহলে কেন রেখে দেন।
That's a very sweet and clear answer. Okay, Hamimno 9 says, Saif, even I'm also wearing today. Okay, so basically he's also wearing. There you go. I mean, what is wrong with people? Why are they wearing Liverpool jersey? Why is suddenly people becoming scousers? I don't understand. Once upon a time, মানুষকে হারিকেন দিয়েও খুঁজে পাইতাম না, ঠিক আছে? I would literally look for people who would wear Liverpool shirt just to have an argument with them or pochafy them, but somehow nowadays I see everywhere there are too many scousers. I don't know why. But anyway,
United জার্সি দেখা যায় না
অনেক ক্লোজেট সাপোর্টার্স ছিল আর কি, আস্তে আস্তে ক্লোজেট থেকে বের হয়ে আসতেছে।
yeah, that's true.
ইউনাইটেডের গুলো ক্লোজারে ঢুকতেছে এখন।
না, দ্য ট্রুথ ইজ কিছু মানুষ অবশ্য সাপের মতো খোলসও সরায়, যেমন প্রণয় আছে আমাদের, সে লিজের ইয়ে নিয়ে ঘুরে বেড়াইতো আর কি, ঠিক আছে। তারপরে যেই লিভারপুল ভালো করা শুরু করছে, সেই সে তার লিজের খোলসটাকে খুলে ফেলে আস্তে করে লিভারপুলের ইয়েটা পড়ছে আর কি। বাট ইউ হ্যাভ পিপল লাইক দ্যাট। এনিওয়ে, somebody from the community is asking, FPL community Bangladesh is asking, who will be the best replacement of Doherty? I have Arnold, Walker, Jansen, Patterson. Saif, I'll ask you this question.
I think if I had Doherty, I would keep him because I think same goes with Perisic. When he is fit, I think he will be the first choice. Anyway, if you want to sell, if you have the fund, I think Zinchenko is the best option. And if you don't have the fund and Zinchenko has risen by 1, I think as Ashfaq said, Saliba could be a very good option from the Arsenal defense. He was hogging the bonus points and he was hogging the BPS last game. So I think whenever Arsenal
He was the man of the match.
Yeah, whenever Arsenal keeps a clean sheet, I think he will get 1 or 2 bonus points. So at 4.5, he can be a very good option. If you have the fund, I would go for Zinchenko, but if you don't, I would go for Saliba.
Okay, audience, if you like what we are saying, and every time we answer your questions, we would appreciate a like in return. Thank you so much. If you don't like the answer, you can let us know in the comment section that I don't agree with you. That's also fine. But do let us know. Engage. You know, we are doing this not to just like amrai kotha bollam and apnara shudhu shunben. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to engage with you all. So please do engage. Yeah, you can tell us and you can answer or you can do whatever you want. But yeah, please do engage. Okay. And then next question comes from Adnan bin Simon. Adnan bin Simon, good to see you, brother. Ashfaq, I'll come to you with this question. Captain pick this week, Haaland or Salah? Of course, we discussed it in the captain slide, but if you can give us a short, crisp answer, Ashfaq.
So I think Saif bhai already discussed this in detail based on the slide. So City's fixture against Bournemouth was something that a lot of fantasy managers targeted preseason. So Bournemouth, with their depleted defense and City's attacking assets, I think Haaland is the standout captain this week. We had a bit of a argument or bit of a concern that whether Haaland would start the season strongly, and because he did, I think Haaland is the outstanding striker. But if you don't have Haaland, then Salah is an option too. But I think Haaland is a standout choice.
Okay, before I go to the next question, I just saw a reaction coming in from Afridi Zubair Uchobai, who's given a sad reaction. Afridi Zubair Uchobai, if you can let us know what is the reason behind you being sad about it, or something that we said or something that you didn't like, please let us know in the comments. Yeah, we would like it. No problem. Yeah, please do tell us why you are sad. Maybe we didn't answer your questions, or maybe something like that, or maybe we missed your question. Whatever it is, do let us know. We would appreciate. Okay, Samin Rahman Bhai is asking, Neto, Bailey, Andres, I have 3 of them. Which player I should play on Game Week 2? Suggestions. Jahangir, over to you.
Definitely Andres is the obvious bench option. আমরা যখন ওকে নিছি ওকে বেঞ্চ প্লেয়ার হিসেবে নিছি, সো নেটওয়ার্ক বেইলিকেই খেলাবো। আচ্ছা, অ্যাকচুয়ালি যদি 3 জনের একজনকে খেলাইতে হয়, দেন নেটো ডেফিনেটলি।
Neto against Crystal Palace?
না, নেটোর ম্যাচ তো ফুলহামের সাথে।
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Sorry, I read that. I read that wrong. Yeah. My fault. Yeah. Okay. Samir Khan Ifraz. I hope I read his name right. Yeah. Samir Khan Ifraz. Samir Khan Ifraz, bhai, thank you so much for joining. Glad to see you, brother. I hope you like the show, and I hope we'll be happy with the answer that we'll give you. So he's asking, Saif, came to Haaland korte pari nai time moto. What should I do? Saif?
ওই যেটা জাহাঙ্গীর ভাই বললো, যদি আপনার কাছে এখন মানে ফান্ড না থাকে, যেটা আমার ধারণা আপনার কাছে নাই, কারণ প্রাইস বেড়ে গেছে, কমে গেছে, সো আই থিঙ্ক কেইনকে রাখা যায়, কারণ চেলসির সাথে হি মাইট স্কোর বিকজ লন্ডন ডার্বি খুব অ্যাটাকিং খেলা হবে হোপফুলি, and then his fixtures are very good. So if you can just sustain this game week, I think Kane will be a very good option. So যেহেতু ফান্ড নাই, I don't think it's worth the -4, so you can keep Kane.
Yeah, the other thing is like Conte being the ex-Chelsea manager, I think he has a point to prove, and he wasn't given the time and the resources to actually build up a team that he wanted to build in Chelsea. He was sacked before that, so yeah, he has a point to prove. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. So maybe that's something inspires Kane as well. Ashfaq, over to you from question from Swami Shubra Bhai. Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for the question, and glad to see you that you joined. Thank you so much again. Keep Robo or switch to Cancelo? Ashfaq.
So এটার answerটা is a bit conditional. I'm assuming you already have Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robbo is your second Liverpool defender. If that is so, then I think going to Cancelo is wise because Cancelo's point potential is huge. His attacking potential and his penalty area touches is still very good, and I think Cancelo might, if you don't own Cancelo, it might come to punish you big. On the other hand, if Robbo is your only Liverpool defender, then I would say keep Robbo. Going to Chancellor again is not a minus hit, is not worth a minus hit. So that is something you should be take concern of. But if it's not worth the minus hit and you already own Trent Alexander-Arnold, then definitely go to Chancellor. His point potential is really high.
Right, Sadiq Ahmed Bhai is kind of agreeing with you, Ashfaq. He says, as a response to that previous comment, I think this is people interacting in the chat itself, which is very good to see. That ছেড়ে দেন ভালো হবে, মাঝে মাঝে point দিবে, but not always দিবে না. Yeah, so that's something again. He agrees with it. So yeah, that's that. Okay. Then somebody again from the FPL community, Bangladesh, is asking, who is the best fit to be the captain next game week 2? Over to you, Jahangir.
I think এটার অ্যান্সার এখন আমার কাছে নাই। বেস্ট টু অপশনস ডেফিনেটলি সালা এন্ড হাল্যান্ড, বাট অ্যাকর্ডিং টু দ্য স্ট্যাটস, considering the opponent, I think it should be Haaland.
Okay. Okay, I just lost the comments again. Sorry, just 1 second. Sometimes these comments get clouded. Okay, I got it now. Right. Okay, Saif. Next question to you comes from Azhar Zain. Haaland ke ki Pep regular khelabe? What do you think?
আমার ওই একটা কনসার্নই ছিল। Even I thought he would not have started the game week 1, but from what we could see, I think Pep would play him, and I think Pep has already rejected Man City's tactics to fit into his way of playing. I think they have changed their game plan, so I think he will be the one. He will be the regular starter, and যখন UCL শুরু হবে তখন আসলে দেখার বিষয় হবে যে ও কি লিগ ম্যাচ সবগুলো শুরু করে নাকি, বাট বিফোর UCL I think he will start every game and he will be the number 1 striker for Pep.
Right. Okay. And then Azazain is asking again another question. Question comes to you, Ashfaq. Neto to Bailey, right decision?
I don't think so because Bailey plays Everton, Neto against Fulham. I would fancy Neto. So Bailey did not warrant a performance good enough to change from Neto to Bailey. So I would suggest to keep Neto, and the Fulham fixture is a good fixture as well. So keep Neto.
Right. And then Al Muzaid Bhai joins us and he gives us a salam. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam, Al Muzaid Bhai. Thank you so much for joining, brother. Glad to see you again. And it's good to see some of the old people who have been watching us last season, and they are all joining us. So it's really good to see so many people joining. Thank you so much. Maybe something we are doing right. So thank you. And we'll try to improve this. And as the season goes on, there will be more and more interesting stats and updates and people who will be joining us in the show. So do keep an eye on Ghono Football Fantasy page for more updates on this sort of thing. And yeah, we are trying to increase the number of shows just to make sure that we are able to answer all the questions and queries of people. So yeah, do keep an eye. And thank you for all the support. Yeah. Okay, Imamul Muntasir Bhai is back and he says, Kane niye dhara খেয়ে গেলাম। ভাই কেন নিয়ে অনেকেই ধরা খাইছি, আমরা সবাই ধরা খাইছি। যারা কেন না নিয়ে হাল্যান্ডে গেছিল আর বাকি টিম মোটামুটি সবার মতোই ছিল, তারা এখন 3 লাখ 4 লাখে বসে আছে। সো বেসিক্যালি 11 পয়েন্টের একটা সুইং। আর বাকি যারা আছে এই 11 পয়েন্টের কারণে আমাদের মতো কিছু মানুষরা যারা হলো এখন 12 লাখ 13 লাখে পড়ে আসি, so it's not a big swing. এখনো গ্যাপ অনেক ছোট, so we can easily catch up within 1 week, so it's not a big deal. So nothing to worry about, Imamul Muntasir bhai. We have discussed Kane to Haaland, and if you haven't watched, I don't know if you have not watched, but if you have not watched, then just make that switch if you have the budget. If you don't have the budget, then just hold on to it. I think just this fixture will be difficult, and after the next fixture, we'll be doing well. Right. Adanlin Simon says Rashford to Trossard or other 6.5 game option in game week 3. Jangir? I think Jangir is missing. Saif?
I think Trossard is someone who will do well. Should I continue?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'll come to the next question.
Trossard is someone who will keep on doing well over the season, but it's really hard to catch his horse. So he is a bit inconsistent in that way. So I think I would not look to transfer him in right now, but I would go for the cheaper options like Bailey or Neto, because I think they would provide much more value. I think they will be returning similar to Trossard at a lower price point. So if you want to move on Rashford, I would go for someone like Neto or Bailey, because they still have good fixtures, and also Leeds attackers are there because they have played very well in the last game. They could not score at that much, but I think Aronson or Rodrigo is someone I think who will do very well this season under SMR. So if you want to take a punt, you can take a Leeds midfielder. Otherwise, go for the popular choices like Neto or Bailey.
Right. Thanks, Saif. Next question comes from Saifuddin Islam Ishad Bhai. Thank you so much for joining. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you on our show, so welcome, and I hope you like it what you saw already, and I hope the answer that you'll get will also be interesting, and it kind of fits in what we are trying to do. So yeah, thank you so much for joining, Saifuddin Bhai. Will Perisic be a regular starter? What do you think, Jangir?
No, I don't think Perisic will be a regular starter. মানে ম্যাক্সিমাম টাইমে দেখা যাবে স্টার্ট করবে 50 to 60 মিনিটস পর সাব হবে। যেদিন 55 মিনিটস সাব হবে ওই দিন আপনি দোয়া দুরুদ পড়া শুরু করবেন, হাহুতাশ করবেন। যেদিন ঠিক 60 মিনিটস পর সাব হবে আপনার ক্লিন শিট লকড হয়ে গেল ওই জায়গায়। সো ম্যাক্সিমাম টাইমে এটা হবে যে ও 60 মিনিটস পরই সাব হবে। কখনো কখনো হয়তো বা টাফ টিমের এগেইনস্টে ওকে বেঞ্চ করে হয়তো ইয়াঙ্গার সেসেগনকে খেলানো হবে, যেটা চেলসি ম্যাচেও হইতে পারে, এন্ড দেন আপনারা আরো ফ্রাস্ট্রেট হবেন যে ব্যাক টু ব্যাক 2 ম্যাচ পেরিসিচ খেললো না। বাট আই এম প্রিটি শিওর গেম উইক 3 তে পেরিসিচ খেলবে। সো কিছু উইক দেখেন, যদি 5 উইকের মধ্যে 4টা উইক ও স্টার্ট করে আই থিংক ইউ আর ফাইন, অর অ্যাট লিস্ট 3 উইকে 2টা ম্যাচ স্টার্ট করে আই থিংক দ্যাট ইজ ফাইন। আদারওয়াইজ হয়তো বা সেল করতে হইতে পারে তখন।
Right. Okay, I kind of agree with that, but again, somehow I feel Perisic is a very good asset, and একটা সময় আসবে যখন we'll all be flocking towards Perisic. Must have হয়ে যাবে আর কি। I don't know if anything is called must have in FPL, but I think he'll become one. Yeah. Okay. Siyar Alamin Bhai is watching from YouTube. Thank you so much, brother, for joining us from YouTube, and glad to see you for the first time. I mean, this is the first time I'm reading your name. At least that's how it registers in my head. So thank you so much, brother. Should I stick with Neto like this week, or I play Andreas Dele Alli from the bench? Ashfaq, over to you.
Like I said before, that Neto against Fulham, I think is a good fixture. Dele Alli did not start the last game, so I'm not confident whether he starts the next game or not. Andreas, I think is the best 4.5 million midfielder you can get, but between Andreas and Neto, I would still play Neto. So Neto for me.
Okay. So Adil Rashid Khan, good to see you, brother. Glad to see you joining again. What to do with Perisic? Play, bench, hold, sell. I'll go to Saif this time again. Saif, over to you.
I think আগেও আমরা ডিসকাস করছি এটা বাই হোল্ড সেলের সময়। তো সবাই আমি যেটা বলতেছিলাম, আই উড হোল্ড পেরিসিচ বিকজ we didn't have any new information, because we all kind of assumed that he would be starting from the bench in the last game week. He did that, then he came on. So I think even if he's gets benched against Chelsea again, but he will be starting he'll be starting from game week 3 in my opinion, because I think he will be the starting left wing back for Spurs. Conte has brought him in; he's his player, so I think I would hold him for now. And once he starts, I think he will be a very good option, as Nadim Bhai mentioned just a few seconds ago, that he will be a must-have at some point in the season. So if I had him, I would hold him.
Right.
And if in this game week, I would bench him, because I think even if he starts, I don't think Spurs will keep a clean sheet. So, and also there's the possibility that he might be benched again. So in this game week, I would bench him, but I would definitely hold him for the future game weeks.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Saif. Jangir, question from Rafshan Tanmay bhai. Good to see him. Good to see you, brother. Perisic ke ki rakhbo naki transfer korbo? It's all question related to Perisic, but I'm still bringing it up because people want specific answer for their team.
ওকে আই থিঙ্ক যদিও আমরা বা আমি নিজে হয়তো বলছি পেরিসিচ একটু হোল্ড করা যেতে পারে, বাট সাডেনলি আমার মাথায় আসলো যে এটাও তো একটা পসিবিলিটি যে অনেকেরই বেঞ্চ পুরোপুরি ঠিক না। সো ইন দ্যাট কেস এই উইকেও পেরিসিচ হয়তো খেলবে না, বা খেললেও চেলসির এগেনস্টে খেলা। সো যদি আপনার একান্তই আর কোনো প্লেইং প্লেয়ার না থাকে, আপনার আর কোনো করার মতো ট্রান্সফার না থাকে, ইন দ্যাট কেস পেরিসিচ টু জিনচেনকো কিন্তু একটা সুন্দর ট্রান্সফার, কিংবা মেবি ট্রিপিয়ার একটা ভালো ট্রান্সফার হতে পারে। সো যদি আপনার আর কোনো ট্রান্সফার করার না থাকে, আমার মনে হয় জিনচেনকো বা ট্রিপিয়ার ট্রান্সফার অপশন হতে পারে ভালো।
Right. Okay. Ishrafil Hasan Ifti bhai is asking, thank you so much, brother, for joining, Ifti bhai. I think this is the first time I see you on joining us from YouTube. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Bailey ke ki rakhbo naki biday korbo? Ashfaq.
I would give him one more game week. I think Everton could be a good fixture, and Bailey's preseason form was excellent. So based on one game, I don't think we should kick him out yet. I would give him at least one more game. Everton against Everton could be a good thing.
Right. So Ifti bhai পরপর তিনটা comment is same জিনিস, so I'm not going to answer the next two কারণ সে একই কোয়েশ্চেনই তিনবার করছে, so which is fine. সাদেক আহমেদ ভাই saying ভাই নিজেরা ডিসকাস কম করে কমেন্ট রিপ্লাই দিতে থাকেন, পাবলিক হ্যাপি থাকবে। Yeah, that's a good suggestion. That's what we are trying to do, brother. I really appreciate that. But we'll have to also, কারণ আমরা তো নিজেরাও কিছু কন্টেন্ট প্রিপেয়ার করে আনি, so we'll have to discuss that. এবং ওই ডিসকাশনের মধ্যে যেটা হয় যে আপনার কমেন্টকে আমি একজন কাছে দিলাম, সে হয়তোবা বললো যে হ্যাঁ পেরিসিচ নিয়ে থাকেন, বাট আমরা আর বাকিরা হয়তোবা সেটা এগ্রি নাও করতে পারি। সো ডিসকাশনে যেটা হয় যে অ্যাটলিস্ট ইউ গেট টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড এভরিবডিজ ভিউজ। আমার কি ভিউ, সাইফের কি ভিউ, আশফাকের কি ভিউ, জাহাঙ্গীরের কি ভিউ, ইউ গেট দ্যাট ফিলিং, অ্যান্ড দেন বেসড অন দ্যাট ডিসকাশন যেটা হবে যে ইউ ক্যান মেক আ ডিসিশন লাইক আচ্ছা না আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে আশফাক ভাই যেটা বললো আই কাইন্ড অফ এগ্রি উইথ দ্যাট, সাইফ ভাই কথাটা বাকওয়াস বলছে, and Jangir bhai is like, okay, বুঝলাম না ঠিক কি বললো, ঠিক আছে, and then you can make your own decision. Yeah, you can make your own decision, and still if you can't make a decision you can always ask, and if you ask that question, what happens is we'll put it to somebody and somebody will then tell you exactly his view again. If you agree, fine. If you don't agree, no problem. But that's what we try to do. But we try to keep everybody happy by answering all the questions, and all the question needs to come in by
we have actually contradicting views on things, and that is what the discussion is about. And sometimes it's true, we get carried away. Sometimes we get carried away. We are not professionals after all, but it's we take every criticism we constructively. So that's something.
Yeah. No, this is a very good comment. This is not I'm not taking it negatively at all.
Definitely.
Not to misunderstand. Yeah, Sadek Ahmed bhai, আমি আপনার এই কমেন্টটাকে কিন্তু নেগেটিভলি নিচ্ছি না। I really appreciate that comment. I'm just trying to say what we try to do and what is our aim. Yeah, কারণ ভিউজ না দিলে আলটিমেটলি ভাই যে কেউ বলেই দিতেই পারে, আপনি টিম পাঠিয়ে দিলেন, আমরা ওইভাবে বলেই দিলাম যে ভাই এটা নেন, বাস, that's it. You know, that doesn't make it interactive. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, somebody from the group is asking again, নাদিম ভাইকে ফাত ফাসিলের মতো লাগতেছে। I don't know who this guy is. I'm sorry. Does anyone know who's Fahd Fasil?
I'm his biggest fan.
Yes. I'm also one of his biggest fan. He's a great actor of South Indian.
You know him, you must know him.
Okay, I don't watch South movies that much, so yeah. Okay, thanks. I'll take it as a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment. I don't know this person, but I'll take it as a compliment.
Pushpa.
Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. Yeah. Thank you, brother. At least you found somebody who's kind of compared to somebody who's already doing great. I'm nobody, so it's great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Sir Alamin Bhai is asking, and whom I should give the armband, Salah, Haaland, TA, and Cancelo. Whom did I ask the last question, by the way? I lost the cue.
You can ask anyone now.
I think
Okay, I'll ask
you can
Saif again.
just
Saif, can you answer this question? Sorry.
I think we have covered this topic. Ashfaq bhai just brought on a picture of Fahd Fazil.
Okay. I can't see it. I can't see it. But yeah, if you can answer this question, and then I'll try to see what Ashfaq is trying to do. Yeah.
I would just add to the Fahd Fazil topic. He is not bald, but he was bald in the movie Pushpa. So I think the person was referring to that role. So bald Fahd Fazil looks like you. So I think we have covered the captaincy topic extensively. I think it's between the first two choices you have mentioned here. I don't want to go for TA Cancelo right now. Salah or Haaland is the option. I think it depends on your risk appetite, because both are very good options. But Haaland, I think, will be the one who will be the popular choice. So his EO will be very high. So if you want to go against the crowd, go for Salah. But at this early point, it's just better to go with the flow. So I would go for Haaland.
Right. Thanks. Thanks, Ashfaq. Thanks, Saif. Sorry. And then Ashfaq, Imanul Muntasir Bhai is asking thoughts on Wolf defense. Johnny as a team. Next week, যদি Johnny change করি তাহলে এই রেঞ্জের কয়েকটা প্লেয়ার সাজেস্ট করেন।
So Johnny cost 4.5, right? I think যেটা আমি
Yeah, 4.5.
4.5 one of the outstanding players I like at the moment is Saliba. He was man of the match against Crystal Palace, and his stats were very good. And I think he might turn out to be one of the best 4.5 defenders this season. So Saliba is someone I have my eye on. Other than that, Lamptey could be good. So that is someone you could watch out for. Wolves, their defense, there's a bit of a change, because we all have seen that Conor Cody has left to Everton. So right now we don't really know how better or worse of Wolves' defense will be. We know for a fact they'll probably play four at the back this season. So Wolves' defensive lineup or defensive dynamic to change hoise. So regarding Johnny, he's still an attacking asset. I would still give him one more game against Fulham. I think is a good fixture to see how Wolves line up or how they are defensively. But other than that, I think you can go for Saliba. He could be a great option throughout the season.
Okay, I think the next question I can ask, somebody from the community is asking, এই সিজনে কয়টা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড আছে, ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড ইউজ করা যাবে? সো বেসিক্যালি দুইটা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড আছে ব্রাদার, বাট 3 নাম্বার যেটা আমরা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড বলতেছি, which is actually a wild card but you don't have a button or you don't need to activate it, এটা অটোমেটিক হয়ে যাবে, সেটা হলো ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপের সময় আনলিমিটেড ট্রান্সফার্স দেওয়া হবে, which is basically a wild card. বাট আমরা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড খেলার সময় কিন্তু ওয়াইল্ড কার্ডটাকে অ্যাক্টিভ করতে হয়, ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপের সময় ওটাকে অ্যাক্টিভ করতে হবে না। সো দ্যাটস দ্যাট। সো 2 ওয়াইল্ড কার্ডস এন্ড দেন 1 প্লেস ডিউরিং দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ, যেখানে আমাদেরকে আনলিমিটেড ট্রান্সফার দেওয়া হবে। সো বেসিক্যালি আপনি যদি ধরেন 3টা ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড দেওয়া হচ্ছে, বাট তার মধ্যে 2টা আপনাকে অ্যাক্টিভেট করতে হবে আর একটা আপনি এমনি পেয়ে যাবেন। জাস্ট দ্যাট ইউ নো। ইয়া, ওকে। Imran Said is asking, and I'm not going to go to Jahangir with this question. Saif, you can answer this question. এই উইকের জন্য টনি কেমন হবে? ফিক্সার তো সবুজ আর সবুজ, হরিয়ালি এন্ড হরিয়ালি, ঠিক আছে? ये हसी वादियां ये खुला आसमां। Okay, Ashfaq, sorry, Saif, over to you.
Tony is an interesting option because I think most of us assume that Brentford benefited from Eriksen's playmaking in the last. I could not help notice the picture. You see the similarity now, right? So okay, going on to Tony, I think all of us assume that Eriksen was behind the Brentford revival in the last part of the last season, and also Tony's great performance and great form. But I think he will someone who will keep on taking over, and I think he will even be better this season because he has already had the test of the Premier League last season. So even without Ericsson, I think they will keep on doing well, and Tony will someone who will give points. So he can be a very good option as a differential, and also their fixtures are pretty good. So if you want to take a punt, I think Tony can be a very good choice.
Saif, how on earth did you manage to answer that question without laughing? Because I just couldn't stop myself. If I was commenting and I saw that picture, I swear on God, I would have said, I'm sorry, let me just laugh and then I'll get back to you. Ashfaq, thanks for pulling my leg.
Because
and thank you.
You didn't know the Fahad Fazil bird look. I had that face in my brain beforehand when that comment came up, so it was not that much of a shock to me.
Saif bhai,
Okay.
On my count 3 to 1 আপনি আবার ওই পিকচারটা দেন হ্যাঁ
আশফাক ভাই
আচ্ছা ওই পিকচারটা আশফাক ভাই দিছে অন মাই কাউন্ট হ্যাঁ 3 2 1 এবার দেখেন কোনটা বেশি মিল লাগে দাড়িটা সহ এইটা রজনীকান্তেরটা আরো বেশি মিল লাগতেছে এখানে দাড়িটা পুরো সেম দাড়ি এইটা
Okay, guys, you need to know that I'm the host. I still have the power to kick you out of the studio if I want.
Okay, guys. Shivaji the boss was one of a kind. Anyway, moving on.
That's the trademark. আপনি এটা করতে পারেন চাইলে.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, let's not get carried away. Come on, guys. Thanks, but this was good entertainment, yeah? And I hope the audience enjoyed it. And audience didn't like, "Arey bhai, era to ki azaira shaytani shuru korche amader question bad diye." ঠিক আছে? No. We'll answer questions. Back to questions, guys. Back to questions. Okay. Imanul Muntasir bhai is asking, and Jahangir, question comes to you. Nunes ke bhaloi sharp mone holo. Nunes er jonno robo sacrifice kora uchit.
আমি পার্সোনালি এটা চিন্তা করতেছি, প্ল্যানিং করতেছি, বাট এক উইকেই তো পসিবল না। নুনেস থেকে আপনি কতই আর টাকা পাবেন? হ্যাঁ, আপনি জেসুসের জায়গায় যদি 1 মিলিয়ন এক্সট্রা পান তাহলে করা যাবে, বাট আমি এক্ষুনি জেসুসকেও সেল করব না। সো আফটার 2 or 3 উইকস, কারণ এখন থেকে আমার মনে হয় যে নুনেস স্টার্ট করবে। স্টার্ট না করলেও খুব ভালো খেলে, পয়েন্ট দেয়। সো বড় জোর 1 থেকে 2টা গেম উইক, আর তারপরেই আমার মনে হয় নুনেজ একটা অবভিয়াস পিক হয়ে যাবে। সো ততদিন আপনি প্ল্যান করতে থাকেন যে রবার্টসনের জায়গায় কাকে নেবেন, কার জায়গায় নুনেজ আনবেন, কতটুকু বাজেট দরকার। গেম উইক 4 এ আমার মনে হয় নুনেজ ইজ এ পারফেক্টলি ফাইন পিক, অর মেবি ইভেন ইন গেম উইক 3।
Right. Okay. And then question comes from Imran Said. Thoughts on Welbeck, Ashfaq?
So Arsenal legend Welbecker হচ্ছে কি আমার নিয়ে খুব বেশি থটস নাই। রিগার্ডিং ওয়েলব্যাক আমার মনে হয় রিগার্ডিং 6.5 or 6.6 I think Mitrovic is the better pick. Other than that, Arsenal legend ওয়েলব্যাকের আমার খুব বেশি থটস নাই আর কি।
Ashfaq, even if you're indirectly not trying to pull it, don't do it. There was a commentator who was commentating during that match, and he said the former Manchester United seems to be the most important player in the Manchester United squad at this moment, who seems to have played the best game. So yeah, let's not call him the Arsenal legend. Yeah, even making that reference is a very wrong thing. Yeah. Anyway, Shahrukh Akib bhai, thank you so much, brother. And this is the first time I'm seeing you, so thank you so much for joining. Glad to see you, brother. And I hope you like what we discussed, and I hope you like what we are going to answer when you ask this question. Sancho ki rakha ঠিক হবে না এই গেমিংয়ের পরে জন্য?
নাদিম ভাই আপনি রিপ্লাই দেন এটা।
No, I'll give it to Ashfaq. He's a Manchester United fan. I'm not.
You bought in, you already invested in Sancho, did you now? সেক্ষেত্রে United's next fixture is against, one second. Who does United play next?
I haven't seen
United's
the
next fixture. So United's next fixture
Brentford
is
away.
Brentford away. Sancho is 7.5. 7.5 like for like replacements. Well, there are pretty good 8 million replacements, but 7.5. There's the pick of Grealish, who I don't fancy. Other than that, Martinelli could be good. United, in our preseason pod, we really exaggerated that, really emphasized, not exaggerated, we really emphasized that it's a watch out game. And if you do want to invest in United, maybe Rashford would have been a better choice because of his price point. United, because they have had a slow start to the season, I think they're still a wait and watch team. So I think they will have a slow start to the season. So investing in United or expecting something from United assets is not something I'm considering right now. So it would be best you would put your funds elsewhere. At that price point, I think Martinelli is a good shout. Jesus has Arsenal still has great fixtures till game week 5 or 6, so that is where I think you could be more invested in, so that you can allocate your funds elsewhere in defense or offense.
If you had Sancho, would you sell him? I think that's
I
the question.
would I would probably sell him. I would,
For
because
whom?
Ashfaq,
I
we
believe
couldn't hear you.
I think I would sell him because United, I believe, will have a slow start to the season. So I
They
would sell
already
him
did.
personally.
Okay. Okay. Somebody from the community is asking, Mahrez ki korbo bhai? Jangir, over to you.
আই থিঙ্ক যদিও ফিক্সচারটা বোর্নমাউথ দেখতে খুব জুসি লাগতেছে, বাট আমার মনে হয় এই প্লেয়ারটাকে আপনার যত রাখবেন তত ওয়েস্ট। আমার মনে হয় যদি আপনার সাকা না থাকে, যেটা অবভিয়াস যে 8 মিলিয়নের দুইটা মিডফিল্ডার ম্যাক্সিমামেরই থাকার কথা না, আই থিঙ্ক আপনার মার্টিনেলি জেসুস থাকলেও আমি বলবো মাহারেজের চেয়ে সাকা বেটার অ্যাসেট হবে। কারণ এই প্লেয়ারটা হয়তো বা 59 মিনিটে সাব হবে 1 পয়েন্ট দিয়ে, আর খেললেও যে খুব ভালো খেলতেছে এমন না। ম্যান সিটির গেম স্টাইল আমি দেখছি চেঞ্জ হয়েছে অনেকটাই। বাকি সবাই খেলতেছে জাস্ট কেডিবি আর হালান্ডকে টার্গেট করে। সো আমার মনে হয় না খুব বেশি পাওয়ার কিছু আছে, যতটাই ইজি ফিক্সচার হোক। সো সেল।
Somebody here who was pulling my leg by putting some weird pictures in his cover photo whenever he shouts on his screen had actually
As
gone for Mahrez. Yeah. So yeah, destiny pulled his leg this time. Yeah. And now he is kind of doing this. Anyway, good luck, guys. Almudar Bhai is asking, game week 3 Greenwood to Tony and Rashford to 4.5 made. How about the transfer? 68 points, by the way, he got. Saif.
মাত্র গেম উইক 1 গেল, গেম উইক 2 এর পর আরো অনেক ইনফরমেশন আমরা পাবো। সো আই উড নট pre-decide any game week 3 transfers right now. So let's wait till game week 2 is over, then we can decide. But if your team is in very good shape, I think holding the FT is a very good option. You would get 2 free transfers before game week 3, then you can even play a mini wildcard with a -4. So let's see how game week 2 pans out, then plans for game week 3.
Right. Okay. And then somebody from the community is saying, nice to see you, brothers. Glad to see you too, brother. Sorry we can't see your name. Hope you are well. Yes, we are all doing well. And then Hamimnu9 says, hold on a second. What happened to my, yeah. Hamimnu9 says, Chelsea defense were good or just a weak opposition they faced. James, what do you think? Ashfaq.
Chelsea defense did not look very good preseason, but in the game they did not look as bad as we thought they would. Chelsea defense is still good, but the real concern is right now is based on their reinforcements. I think because the transfer window is still not over, they're still looking to get reinforcements, especially in the centre back position. They have lost 2 center backs and they have only brought in 1. And if they do not bring in a center back, investing in Chelsea defense for the long run, I think is a bit of a concern for some of the managers, because FPL I don't think will play week in week out because they have Champions League commitments as well. So they have brought in a left back in Cucurella, but I think he will be rotated with Chilwell there. So I think there's a bit of a concern on the longevity of Chelsea centre backs, because Thiago is 38. We do not expect him to play week in week out. So there's the concern there, but they did not look as bad as we thought they would. So they still are a decent defense to invest in. James, I think, still has great attacking potential. If you do have James, hold him. I don't think there's a cause for concern to transfer him out yet.
Right. Okay. Emmanuel Muntasir Bhai is asking Jahangir, Brighton fullbackদের নেওয়া উচিত কি নাকি ট্র্যাপ?
ট্র্যাপ বলবো না, বাট আই থিঙ্ক এখন ডিফেন্সে এত পরিমাণে অপশন যে আপনার ওইদিকে যাওয়ার মতো সুযোগ কই। আপনার একটা লিভারপুল ডিফেন্স লাগবে, একটা ম্যান সিটি ডিফেন্স লাগবে। রিস জেমস ওয়াজ ভেরি গুড, জিনচেনকো ইজ ডুইং ভেরি ওয়েল, ট্রিপিয়ার ইজ অলসো ডুইং গুড। সো এত অপশনের মাঝে আমার মনে হয় দরকার নাই ওইদিকে যাওয়ার। অলসো ওরা যে খুব আহামরি ভালো ডিফেন্সিভ সাইড, এটা ট্রু, ইউনাইটেড ওদের এগেনস্টে গোল করতে পারে না, বাট ওরা খুব ভালো ডিফেন্সিভ সাইড না। অলসো ওদের ফুলব্যাক তারিক ল্যাম্পটে হচ্ছে গিয়ে একমাত্র বলা যায় এফপিএল এর মতো ভালো অ্যাসেট এফপিএল এর জন্য, বাট ওই একটু ইনজুরি প্রোন, মাঝে মাঝেই সাব হয়, মাঝে মাঝে স্টার্ট করে না। সো আমার মনে হয় অ্যাভয়েড করাই বেস্ট।
Right. Okay. Zainab Rare is just making a comment here. Ashfaqul Alam bhai একটু নাটক করে নিচ্ছে আর কি। So Ashfaq knows Zain very well and we all know Zain very well. আমরা জানি আপনি মিনি লিগ জিতবেন ভাই, it's okay. So ঠিক আছে, নাটক করে নেন. And good to see you though along with Nadim bhai. Yeah, good to see you brother. Thanks for joining of course. And then Shan Ahmed bhai is asking and Saif question goes to you. Assalamu alaikum brothers. Wa alaikum assalam. Miguel Almiron sure started. Last match এ দেখলাম বল নিয়ে ডি বক্সে ঢুকে যাচ্ছে and শটও নিচ্ছে গোল পোস্ট টার্গেট করে। All I can say is he scored 5 goals in the preseason, but somehow he went under the radar because everybody was not sure whether he's going to start. But yeah, beside that, I'll hand it over to Saif. Saif, over to you.
Yeah, as Nadim Bhai said, Almiron had a brilliant preseason. I think he was someone who became a fan favorite over the preseason, I think, for Newcastle fans. And I watched the Newcastle match, Newcastle Nottingham Forest, and their performance was very good. They did not give a sniff to Nottingham Forest, so I think they will keep on doing what they did from under Eddie Howe. They are the third highest point scorer in 2022 behind Liverpool and Man City. So I think they will be a very good option. They will have very good options for this season, like Wilson, and then Saint Maximin is there. And Almiron played the last match very well. He was getting inside the box, as you said, and just he could not get any points. But I think he is someone I would not even go for right now. He is still a wait and see. But I think he will be sure starter as long as he has as he keeps his performance from the last game week. So I think his starting position is secure, but I would not go for him right now. Let's see if he can maintain his performance and if he can maintain his starting position. For now, I think he will keep on starting.
Thanks, Saif. Okay, someone from the community is asking again, Son to De Bruyne for Game Week 2. I don't have Haaland. Ashfaq?
That's an interesting question. So you don't have Haaland. I'm assuming you're targeting the Bournemouth game. De Bruyne's next game is against Wolves.
We can't hear you, Ashfaq. Your voice is very faint.
Sorry, I was analyzing in my head. So in Game Week 3, Son plays Wolves, and in Game Week 3, Kevin De Bruyne plays Newcastle. I think that could be a good shout. I think that could be a differential shout as well. Not many managers have Kevin De Bruyne. A lot of managers does have Son, so that could be a bit of a differential shout for you. I would go for it.
Yeah, I think I understand this move because I was thinking along this line as well. So one of the plan was, if you, and this is something we discussed in the last pod, so just want to be clear with everybody, is if you have Kane and Son, you can always switch to De Bruyne and Haaland for the Bournemouth game, and then after that, if you want to switch back, you can switch back. So those who have Son, I think they can clearly go to De Bruyne now, and then maybe make a switch back to Son again if they want to in Game Week 3. So it's a bit of a hokey cokey what we are talking about, and I think that's something everybody knows. Yeah. All right. Okay. Then Shahan Ahmed says play. I think he says I didn't for a chat that he responded to, and then he again says keep. So that's another good thing to say. Ishafil Hossain bhai, I think we answered this question. Bailey ke rakhbo naki biday korbo. But we already answered this question. If you haven't seen, I think we said keep Bailey. Yeah, you asked this question a couple of times already previously. So we said keep Bailey. I think one game doesn't make a lot of difference. I think he's just 5 million, so just keep him. Yeah. Okay. And then Hamimnu9 says Leeds attackers were quite impressive. What's your thoughts, Jangir?
Yeah, I think they convinced me in the preseason as well. Rodrigo is in my watch list. Harrison is not much in my watch list because there is the new guy Aronson. There is Dan James who was banned from the last match. So ও যখন ব্যাক করবে তখন হয়তো বা উইঙ্গে একটা রোটেশন আমরা দেখতে পারবো, বাট নাম্বার 10 পজিশনটায় রদ্রিগো খেলতেছে এন্ড হি ওয়াজ দ্য দেয়ার বেস্ট প্লেয়ার। সো আই থিঙ্ক রদ্রিগো, মানে সবাই বলছিল জাস্ট প্রি সিজনে গোল করছে, লিগে না, লিগেও গোল করলো, ফিক্সচার ভালো। সো I think he's in my watch list. In that position of Neto, Bailey, I think I'm considering Rodrigo after one more game week maybe.
What about Aronson?
As I said, যে উইঙ্গার পজিশনটা আমি একটু ডাউটফুল, কারণ বোথ ড্যান জেমস অ্যান্ড হ্যারিসন ওরা লেফট রাইট দুই জায়গায় খেলতে পারে। অ্যারনসন ইজ নিউ। ড্যান জেমস আসার পরে আসলে ওই উইং পজিশনটা কে স্টার্ট করবে, কে কত মিনিট পাবে যেহেতু আমরা জানি না, আমি আসলে ওইদিকে যাব না। 5টা করে সাব আছে, তো হয়তোবা যেই স্টার্ট করবে 60-65 মিনিট পর সাব হবে। সো আমি হয়তোবা রদ্রিগোর দিকেই যাব যদি যাই, বা প্রেফার করবো রদ্রিগোকে। আই মিন হিজ মিনিটস আর মোর সিকিউরড, অ্যান্ড অলসো ব্যামফোর্ড ইনজুর্ড হইলে কিন্তু রদ্রিগো অনেকটা মেইন স্ট্রাইকার রোলটা পায়, যদিও লাস্ট সিজন গেলহার্ট আর গ্রিনউড একটু পাইছে, বাট রদ্রিগো স্টেইজ their main attacker as he was a striker in his previous team. So I think Rodrigo is the best option.
Rodrigo was early subbed and Aronson played the full match, if I'm not wrong.
সাইড বাইট থেকে আবার রিপিট হচ্ছে, হয়তো বা প্লে করা হচ্ছে না।
Right.
I said last match কিন্তু Rodrigo was subbed early. So Aronson played the full match. So
Yep.
I'm not sure.
That's why I asked Aronson.
Yeah.
That is the reason why I asked why not Aronson. Yeah. Okay. Next question. And Emmanuel Muntasir bhai is asking, Kane to dekhi Firminoর মতো খেলা শুরু করছে। Saif, you want to comment on that, or what do you think?
No, I think I agree, because in the last match he was facilitating the play rather than attacking the goal. So I don't see him as a fantasy option based on last game's performance.
Okay. And Shan Ahmed bhai is going around answering lots of questions. So thank you so much, bhai, for doing that. Glad that you are doing it. We appreciate this very much. Keep for one more week. I don't know in which question, because we can't see the replies over here. But I do understand that you are replying to somebody. Shan Ahmed says good. And then again, he says, wait for one more week. And this is again for some relations. I don't know. But yeah, the main question comes from again Emmanuel Munte. A week সেল দিব না জানি কে করলে গেমিং 3 তে। Sorry, I didn't get the call.
Johnny.
Oh, okay. This is me reading Bangla seriously. I think everybody got my meme today that I shared, right? Okay. When it comes to Google translation, I think my Bangla is in a similar position. So এই উইকে সেল দিব না জনি কে করলে গেমিং 3 তে। Ashfaq, what do you want to say about that?
So Wolves face Fulham. I would give Johnny at least one more week to see what kind of defense Wolves is without Cody, because Cody has left to Everton. So I would give him at least one more week before deciding.
Cody didn't play the last game. So he was always on the move.
Right, but I'm not sure how Wolves is defensively without him. So I would give him 1 or 2 game weeks to see out how Wolves is.
This was pretty open in the last match, so I think they will not keep that much clean sheet. So,
but isn't anybody playing with Leeds is sounds like an open game? I think that's how it looks like, right?
But
with Leeds, it's always like it looks like an open game.
Several times, so they played a back four, so they were pretty much open in the back. So I think they are adopting a different strategy under Lage. That's his blueprint. I think he wants to play an open attacking game, so I don't think he will put much emphasis on clean sheets. So that's that.
Right. Okay.
I would still give him.
And then Adil Rashid Khan bhai is asking. Sorry.
I said I would still give him one game week.
Okay. Adil Rashid bhai Khan is asking Bailey to Gordon in the coming weeks. Jangir.
আই থিঙ্ক কামিং উইকসে দেখা যাবে, কারণ এই উইকে যদি করতে চান আমি না বলবো, কারণ দুইজনকে এক উইকই দেখছি। গর্ডন এমন আহামরি কোনো অ্যাসেট না, আর শুরুতে আমরা 5 মিলিয়ন অ্যাসেট নিছি কজ আমরা আর কাউকে পাইতেছিলাম না। আই থিঙ্ক এখন আমরা পাইতেছি আস্তে আস্তে অ্যাসেট 6 মিলিয়নে বা 5.5 হয়তো আরো পাবো। সো আমার মনে হয় হোল্ড করেন আর একটা উইক, দেন দেখেন রিপ্লেসমেন্ট আর বেটার কোনো অপশন পান কিনা।
Right. Okay. Guys, there are still so many questions, so let's try to quickly answer all the questions that came in till 11:30. So, এক সাড়ে এগারোটা পর্যন্ত যেগুলো question আছে, let's try to finish it as quickly as possible. Yeah. And then Mohammad Sajjad Bhai is saying, should I hold Neto or change? I have 5.5 million in hand. Saif.
I think I should hold. You should hold Neto because from their from the match reports and the fans' views on the game, I think he was the best attacking player, even though he did not assist or score. But we know that he's only 5.5. We cannot expect a return every game week. So his fixtures are still good, and he is still the best attacking player. So I think the returns will come. So I would hold him for now.
Okay. Shan Ahmed Bhai continues his streak of answering questions, so I'll just bring those up as a reply. Keep him in your watch list, 50-50, then he goes. And then there is another comment that comes in from our community, and somebody's asking, what about Mount? Mount had no impact in the first match. Ashfaq, over to you. We discussed this, of course, but still.
Right. So, like Nadim Bhai said, that during Chelsea's attacks, Mount played really wide of the formation. He played literally in the right wing position, and because he had very less penalty area touches, his attacking output really reduces that much. So, I think that way Mount could have had a slow start to the season. So at this moment, I don't think Mount could be a great option to consider. So regarding safe options, you could consider Martinelli or Saka instead if you have the funds.
Right. And the streak continues from Shan Ahmed Bhai. He says, loved your decision. I don't know whose decision you loved, brother, but yeah, we love it that you continuously engage. Thank you so much for that. And Emmanuel Muntasir Bhai is asking, question to you, Jahangir. Robo and Jesus to James and Nunes. What do you think?
Too quick. No, don't do that now. Maybe after game week 3. If Jesus doesn't perform in game week 3, then I might do that. Roboke downgrade করে হয়তো বা Jesus to Nunes করতে পারি।
Right. Okay. Imran Said is asking, Saif, how about Zinchenko? Tierney's সাথে rotate হবার chance কেমন হয় মনে হয়? নাকি মিডে খেলবে? Finally, Zinch buy or avoid?
অলরেডি এটা বাই এন্ড অ্যাভয়েড ডিসকাস করছিলাম। আশফাক ভাই ছাড়া মনে সবাই বলছিল টু বাই জিনচেনকো বিকজ আই হ্যাভ সিন দ্য গেম। The best thing was his interplay with Martinelli. Martinelli was getting inside the box a lot, and he was hogging the wide line, so he was getting in lots of crosses, and the way he was used in the corner was also interesting. He was the target from the corner, then he sent in the header from the corner. So I think he will be involved, and also in preseason he did not attack that much, but in the first game he was attacking a lot, and that will be, I think that will go on because Arsenal's right back is that not attacking, be it White or be it Tomiyasu when he comes back. So I think they will attack from the left flank. They will use Martinelli to get into the box, and Zinchenko will be there to provide the crosses. So I think Tierney would not start right now in this Arsenal game because they have gelled pretty good. So I would buy Zinchenko.
Yeah, I think I just want to make one point clear. I think Arteta is kind of using Zinchenko in a similar position that Pep uses Cancelo, because he's coming in the midfield as well, and Zinchenko does play midfield for Ukraine. So that's another advantage. So I think that's something you should keep in mind. So yeah, he's coming wide, but he's coming in the midfield at the same time, just like what Cancelo does for, what do you call it, City. Yeah, that's something I noticed. So I'm just sharing. And Shan Ahmed Bhai says, must buy 17 cross course all against Everton. Okay. Thank you, brother. Traps as of now. Again, he goes on answering, so which is great. And then Afridi Jubair Ucho Bhai is saying, I decided to take 1 week punt on Kulu and it clicked. Should I hold him now or swap with Saka Madison? He had a price rise. As Richa is back, he is now a rotation risk. What do you think, Ashfaq?
Because Kulusevski had a great match, I think regarding the right wing position, it's his place to lose. If he keeps on performing, I don't see why he would be dropped in the first place. But because he's had a good game, he's someone I think who will actually start in the short run. So because you have had a good return from him, I don't see any reason to drop him. And another thing is that there is no outstanding replacement for him as well. We cannot consider players such as Mount or Mahrez right now because of their slow start to the season. Mahrez did not start, so for lack of options and Kulusevski's form, I don't think there is any reason you should drop him now.
Right. So the streak continues from Shan Ahmed Bhai. Aronson is in my watch list because he's of August, because I think he's talking about Kane now, that we understand. And then Mohammad Nuruzzaman Bhai is joining us. And thank you so much, brother, for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. Shobai kemon aছেন? We are all good, brother. And then Shan Ahmed continues to answer. And of course, he goes on and on and on. And then Maruf Murshid Mahmoud Bhai says, should I hold Doherty or get any other replacement available? Sai Jangir?
আই থিঙ্ক এটা একটু টাফ কল, কারণ সেসেগনানের ব্যাপারটা একরকম, যে সেসেগনান খুব বেশি দিন হয়তো রেগুলার খেলবে না, বাট এমারসন রয়্যাল এর আগেও খেলছে কন্তের আন্ডারে, মোটামুটি রেগুলার খেলছে। ডোহার্টি ওই দিক দিয়ে ইনজুরি প্রোন। সো আমি বলবো যে ডোহার্টির জায়গায় এমারসন রয়্যালের খেলার চান্স অনেক বেশি, লাইক 50-50, যেটা পেরিসিচ আর সেসেগনানের হয়তো 70-30। ইন দ্যাট কেস আমার মনে হয় ট্রিপিয়ার অথবা জিনচেনকোতে মুভ করাটা হয়তো বা বেটার হবে, কারণ
They
এটা
brought
অ্যাকচুয়ালি
in
প্রেডিক্ট করা যাবে না
another
কোন
right back
উইকে
as
এমারসন
well.
খেলবে আর কোন উইকে ডোহার্টি। পেরিসিচেরটা অ্যাটলিস্ট প্রেডিক্ট করা যাবে যে যখন ফিট আছে হয়তো 5 ম্যাচে 4 ম্যাচ খেলে ফেলবে। ডোহার্টিটা হচ্ছে ওই ম্যান সিটির ফরওয়ার্ডের মতো, ঠুস করে একদিন এমারসন, ঠুস করে একদিন ডোহার্টি।
Right. Okay. And then Hamim Nur 9 says, oh, by the way, sorry, let me just bring that question up. Maruf Murshid Mahmood, by you are Triple M. That's a very interesting name to remember, to be honest. And I'll remember you as the Triple M guy. Thank you so much. This is the first time I'm seeing you. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for the comment, Bhai. I hope you like what we said, and I hope you like answer, and you're going to join us again and again. Right. So Hamim Nur 9 says, Ashiki Rasul Fahad Batexer Pora Pora Bache. বাটেক্সের পোড়া পোড়া বাচ্চা আমার লাইফ দেখা জীবনে যুদ্ধে আগাইতে দাও। I don't get the comment. Can somebody get the comment?
No.
He's commenting somebody whose name is Ashiki Rasul Fahad Bhai, but then বাটেক্সে পোড়া পোড়া বাচ্চা আমার লাইফ দেখা জীবনে যুদ্ধে আগাইতে দাও। Anyway, let's not dwell into that. It's probably friends mocking another friends, I would assume. Yeah. And then Mohammad Alamin Bhai says, joining us from YouTube, he says, Andres Patterson, whom to start game week 2? Saif?
I would always go for the midfielder when it comes to a budget defender versus budget midfielder. And also, I think Andreas showed much promise against Liverpool. He was taking all the corners and most of the set pieces, and he was playing behind Mitrovic. So I think attacking returns will come. So if you have to play one, I would play Andreas.
Right. Okay. And then Ashiki Rasul Fahad Bhai, whom Nahin was actually commenting to, he said, "Etche amar inbox e aaye 3 বছরের experience." Wow. Have a chat, brothers. Have a chat. এক একজন উদ্ধার করে দাও, কোনো সমস্যা নাই। Go ahead. Rafsan Tanmay Bhai is asking, City defense কি develop করবো? Already Liverpool develop আছে। Ashfaq, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Ashfaq? Share the joke with others, please.
Why are you laughing? So
No,
obviously হচ্ছে কি আমাকে প্রশ্নটা দিয়েছেন for obvious reason. So রাফসান তন্ময় ভাই, we are laughing because আমার double defense in Liverpool and double defense in City আছে। So Cityতে defense develop করা is not a bad shout per se, but the onus would be, the focus should be on doubling up on or tripling up on City's assets regarding the attacking assets right now. Bournemouth fixture target করলে I think you should target the attacking assets rather than the defense. So it's a good shout on the long run, but in the short run you should target the attacking assets like Haaland. If you don't have Haaland, KDB and something like that.
Right. Okay. Shan Ahmed Bhai is finally asking a question rather than replying this time, so we'll answer this question. Ahmed Bhai is asking, Everton's penalty taker কে? Who will be better between Gray and Gordon? Gray দেখলাম কর্নার নেয়। জাহাঙ্গীর?
ডাজ ইট ম্যাটার? আপনি জাস্ট এভারটনের পেনাল্টি টেকার বলেই কি কাউকে নিবেন? এভারটন অ্যাজ এ টিম কয়টা পেনাল্টি পাবে, কয়টা ওরা গোলই করবে? নর্মালি যখন ডিসিএল ফিট থাকবে ডিসিএল নিবে, আগে রিচার্লিসন সেকেন্ড অপশন ছিল। আই থিঙ্ক অ্যাট দিস মোমেন্ট ওদের ওই যে মিডফিল্ডার টাউনসেন্ট, ও এখন আর খেলে কিনা বা স্টার্ট করে কিনা আমি জানি না, বাট হি ওয়াজ এ পেনাল্টি স্পেশালিস্ট at his previous team, maybe Crystal Palace না কই মাঝে মাঝে নিত। সো ও থাকলে হয়তো বা মানে মোস্ট এক্সপিরিয়েন্স প্লেয়াররাই নেয়, আর গ্রে নিতে পারে, কারণ গ্রে এখন ওদের একটা মোটামুটি এক্সপিরিয়েন্স প্লেয়ার, যে লাস্ট সিজন পুরাটা সিজন সিনিয়রদের সাথে খেলছে, অ্যাজ এ সিনিয়র প্লেয়ার হয়ে গেছে এখন বাকিদের সাথে। সো আমার মনে হয় ইট শুড বি গ্রে।
Right. Okay.
So just to add to Jahangir Bhai's comments, so as per Fantasy Football Scouts, Jahangir Bhai যেটা বললেন exactly তাই। So 11 penalty takers in priority are DCL, followed by Townsend, followed by Gray.
Okay. Thanks, Ashfaq, for that information. Mohammad Sajjad Bhai is making a comment. I would still love to hold Mount for 2-3 weeks. Saif, any comment about that? Or
Yeah, you can definitely hold him because one game week is very small sample size. We don't have many more info. Our options and our opinions will change after game week 2. I'm certain about that. So if you want to hold him, you can definitely hold him.
True. I agree with that. Okay. And then Hamimnu 9 says, Saif Bhai versus me. Here we go. I think both are Liverpool fans here, just trying to pull our legs here. But anyway, okay. Nazmul Haq joins us from Canada, and he says, good to see you boys back and with a lot more viewers this year. Congratulations. Thanks, Nazmul. Thank you, brother, for joining. And of course, good to see you, brother. And I hope Bobby's playing FPL very well this season. So yeah, good luck with that.
She's already topping the league.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. So Nazmul, be careful. ঘরে ঘরে যুদ্ধ না হয় যেন, ঘরে ঘরে ভালোবাসা থাকে FPL এর প্রতি। So keep it going, brother. মোহাম্মদ নুরুজ্জামান ভাই saying পেরিসিচকে চেঞ্জ করে বাজেটে কাকে নিব? আশফাক?
In that option, I think Zinchenko is one of the standout popular choices this week. Saif Bhai and I think Jahangir Bhai made a case for him as well. So সেখানে নতুন করে কিছু বলার নেই। Other than that, Walker is a good budget option, I guess. And for a short-term punt, I think Trippier is good as well.
Yeah, just a second. Sorry. I just had a bit of an uncomfortableness in my chair. So just a second. Sorry for that. Yeah. Okay. Abdul Munim Nehal is asking if you have extra 1 million, bring Zinchenko, otherwise Trippier. So he's also gone into answering questions. And then Mohammad Sajjad Bhai is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, Kane last scored against Chelsea in 2018-19. I'm talking EPL, English Premier League. I am not sure. Can anybody fact check that?
Yeah, that statistic is true, but there is also the added statistic that Chelsea has not won. Spurs has not won against Chelsea since 2018-19. So the last game Spurs won against Chelsea was also the game Son and Kane scored goals. So Chelsea versus Spurs recently is a bit of a one-sided contest. That is why the statistics is that.
And last season Spurs Chelsea তে গোলই করে নাই।
Right. And 2018-19, since 2018, they have not won at Chelsea in the Premier League. So that is something else too.
So maybe this is the year to change it, yeah? Change history. And who would be a better manager to do that, right? Conte. ওকে, মোহাম্মদ নুরুজ্জামান ভাই সেন গেমিক দিয়ে কোন ট্রান্সফারটা না করে অপেক্ষা করব, আমার মনে হয় এই গেমিকটা পর্যবেক্ষণ করাটা ভালো হবে। হোয়াট ডু ইউ থিংক আশফাক?
Um, sure, that's an option because I've already stressed that FPL is a patience game. I don't. You should rush into it too much and take minus hits and whatnot, etc. So having patience and looking back on good assets rather than just going with the flow is a strategy I follow. So definitely, I would comment on that definitely.
রাইট, ওকে।
Not if you don't have Haaland. If you don't have Haaland, bring him in.
Yeah, that's another option. Yeah. Okay. And then somebody from the community is asking, keep Kane, he'll be the highest scorer. He's just making a comment. And then Mohammad Sajad Bhai is saying Mount week 3 onwards has a good fixture. So for 1 week, it makes no sense to change him, which we agree. Of course, if you want to don't want to change, it's a good idea. Sorry?
I mean, he just had the same opinion as mine, Mr.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we discussed when we were talking about buy and sell, right? Yeah, of course, I had a different opinion. I would have definitely sold Mount because I think I saw enough in that one game to see like, okay, this is a complete waste of money. When he'll come inside, I'll buy it. But right now, he's not. So market এ আসার আগেই ভাই মার্কেট প্লেয়ার কেনা মানে মোবাইল না আসতে আমি মোবাইল কিনবো না কিনবো আমি টাকা জমায় রাখি আর কি, ব্যাপারটা এরকম না, যখন আসবে তখন কিনবো ভাই। That's how I play the game. Yeah. Okay. And there has been a lot of comments about, a lot of responses ongoing in the comment section where people are engaging, which is great to see. So I'm not going to bring up all that because I think people are waiting for the questions to answer. So Tanvir Latif Bhai is back, and thank you so much, brother, for the question. Cash to Walker with -4, Matip to Chilwell, James with -4. What do you think, Jangir?
না, আমি ফার্স্ট উইকেই এই হিটগুলো নেওয়ার পক্ষে না, স্পেশালি ডিফেন্সে ট্রান্সফার ওয়েস্টই করার পক্ষে না। আপনি ক্যাশ নিছেন, তারপর ম্যাটিপ নিছেন, এদের আরেক উইক রাখেন, হইতে পারে আপনি ওয়াকার নিলেন, ওয়াকার নেক্সট উইক ভালো করলো না, জেমস নেক্সট উইক ভালো করলো না, তখন কি আপনি আবার ডিফেন্সে ট্রান্সফার ওয়েস্ট করবেন কিনা? আমার মনে হয় এই যে উইকটা, এই উইকটায় যদি ট্রান্সফার দুইটা রাখতে পারেন, নেক্সট উইকে একে তো আপনি মাইনাস ছাড়া করতে পারবেন, হয়তো বা বেটার অপিনিয়ন বা অপশনও পাবেন।
Right. Okay. And then Tanvir Hassan Bapi Bhai, good to see you, brother, again. Marubama, he's tagging some people. So thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for that. Ishafil Hossain Ifti Bhai, we have already answered this question. So thank you so much for that. And this is a good question from Shahan Ahmed. Shop guess the captain ki bolen bhai. Okay, let me start with you, Ashfaq. Who is going to be your captain for now? I know it's going to change probably, but still you can say it now.
I have not made any transfers this week as of yet, so right now it's on Salah.
Okay, Jangir, who's your captain?
I think maybe I will stick with Haaland, still not sure, but 90% chance Haaland.
Okay. Saif, who's your captain?
I have not decided yet, but it will be between Salah, Haaland, and Nunes.
Okay. You have a triple dilemma, Saif.
Yeah.
I can tell for a fact he won't go for Nunes. Just বলার জন্য বলছে, সবাইকে কনফিউজ করার জন্য এই পদে।
I don't think anybody will be confused. I think it will be between Salah and Haaland for everyone. So I'm
But
just
outside differential.
Yeah, Nunes is someone I think he will do very well.
Right. For me, Salah and Haaland, of course, but I think I'm looking at the ownership right now to determine as to what I should do, to be honest. If Haaland's ownership really rockets, which is already happening already, I think when I have 55% and 66% already their percentage ownership, so that's something. So yeah,
Already, I think
the effective ownership, I think the main concern I have is the effective ownership. If the effective ownership ultimately 150 par হয়ে যায়, then it will be a huge problem if you don't captain him, কারণ তখন ultimately বোঝাটা এক মনের বোঝা 2 মন বেশি মনে হবে, গ্র্যাভিটি ছাড়া থাকলে যেরকম লাগে আর কি, ঠিক আছে? So that's the problem. So I think I'll my decision will be more determined by the effective ownership rather than anything else. Yeah. So yeah, most likely it will shift to Haaland, but I might stick to Salah as well. Yeah. But yeah, out of that too.
Why is a differential
Okay.
captain? What times?
No, I'm not going with a differential captain. No, not at this
Salah is
stage.
differential captain this game week. That's what
Yeah,
I said.
seems like Salah is the differential captain. It seems like true. Okay, Samin Rahman Bhai is asking. I have another question. Should I play James in Game Week 2 or bench him? Jangir,
ডেফিনেটলি প্লে, মানে প্রিমিয়াম ডিফেন্ডারদের কখনো বেঞ্চ করতে নেই।
yeah, I don't think so. You should not. I mean, bench him. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know with James. He has the biggest upside. No, সবচেয়ে বেশি upside tag. So I wouldn't bench him. আর দেখা হলো বেঞ্চ করছেন এই সপ্তাহে পট করে একটা গোল দিয়ে দিছে বা একটা অ্যাসিস্ট দিছে, আর তার মধ্যে আবার ক্লিন শিটও রাখছে, and that's it. He gets a double digit points, and then you're in trouble because the ownership already 40% এর উপরে. So that's it. Yeah, Tanvir Ahmed bhai, thank you so much. Bailey or Neto, who is to draft? Saif.
I think he wants to bring in one of Bailey or Neto.
Yeah.
If you don't have them, I would not rush to bring either of them in, because I think Bailey has 2 more good fixtures, then his fixtures get really tough. So I would not bring him in definitely. So between the two, I would prefer Neto because he has much more better fixtures medium term. So, and he is also more less likely to be rotated. Bailey, if he performs bad for the 1-2 game week, I think he might be dropped. But he was their best attacker in the last game. So if you want to bring one of them in, just going based on fixtures, I would go for Neto because he has better medium term fixtures.
Right. Okay, we are nearly coming to an end towards our questions because I think it's as we said, 11:30 মধ্যে যেসব কোয়েশ্চেন্স আসবে আমরা শুধু সেই কোয়েশ্চেন্স গুলো আনসার করব। এরপরে আমরা যেগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন আসছে সেগুলো আমরা আনসার করতে পারছি না, অ্যাটলিস্ট লাইভ প্রোগ্রামে। So yeah, we are nearly coming to an end. Then it comes to Fahim Chaudhary bhai saying Brentford striker kake nibe? They have very good fixtures. Ashfaq?
So the question is between Mbuemo and Tony. I think Tony narrows out to Mbuemo because he has penalties. So between them, because he has the additional point potential, I would go with Tony.
Right. Okay. And then, yeah, I think that's it. That's the questions we had. But I had asked one question to, Afridi Jubair Ucho bhai. And Afridi Jubair Ucho bhai, I think, has responded in the comment section about why he was sad. I asked him why he was sad by. He gave a sad reaction. So this was his response. I'm just sad because I feel there will be a massive swing in captaincy points between Salah and Haaland. Yes, that's true. That could happen. Or it might also happen that both of them score very high and you still have both of them and you still get a lot of points. Just like the point swing between Kane and Haaland in Game Week 1. Yeah, it can always happen. By the way, you did miss my question. I don't think so. I missed your question today because I already saw your one question, brother, and I already answered it. But if I did miss your question last time out, and that question came in after 11:30, then unfortunately I was not able to take your question. But if it came in before that, then I have to apologize that I'm very sorry that I missed it. We do have people who continuously checks if we are missing or not, but he also didn't inform me that I missed your question. So if I did, I apologize. And if your question came in after 11:30, unfortunately, I cannot take any more questions after 11:30. As you can see in our ticker down below, it says all questions should come in by 11:30. By 11:30. So এই যে কোয়েশ্চেনটা আমরা যেটা এর আগে নিয়েছিলাম লাস্ট, সেটাই ছিল লাস্ট আমাদের 11:30 questions. After that, all questions came in after 11:30. So এটাই ছিল আমাদের লাস্ট কোয়েশ্চেন যেটা আসলে 11:30 তে আমাদের system register hoise, and this is why we are just taking this question. The only reason I took that another comment is that I asked that particular person himself. So yeah, thank you so much. And if you have not, if you think we have not answered your question because your questions came in late, don't worry. This is not the end of the show. We will be back on Thursday, Parvez and myself, to talk about predictions for Game Week Game Week 2. And over there again, we will be asking questions. Please stick to the time. Understand that we give you a time. If you have questions, 20 question, 10 question, ask within that time. We will answer that. 11:30 পর্যন্ত সময় দিয়েছি, 11:30 পর্যন্ত যতগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন আসছে আমরা সমস্ত কোয়েশ্চেন নিয়েছি. So please try to understand that moving forward, this is how we are going to keep it. So it doesn't matter how many questions comes in, we'll answer all the questions by 11:30. So please do come. We'll be back for the prediction show, and we will be back on Friday again for Ask Ghonos, where you can ask us all the questions, and we will be doing our zonal weakness. Next week, we might have a bit of a surprise for you, but we will get back. So do keep an eye on your Ghono Football Fantasy page. But until then, let me thank Jangi for joining us today. Thank you, FPL BD, for joining us. It was a pleasure having you, Jangi, as usual. And
Thank
really
you so much
glad.
for inviting me, Nadim bhai, and it was good to be back with you, Ashfaq bhai and Saif bhai.
Yeah. No, glad, and I think our collaboration is really going well. किसी का नजर ना लगे कसम से. Yeah. So that's the thing. Let's just keep it this way, and it's really great. Thanks, Saif, for making it. You said you'll come at late, but you came in still a little bit late, not too much late. So thanks so much for making the time. I know we are all professionals. And Ashfaq, as usual, was one time very punctual. ছেলেটার এই একটা জিনিসই ভাল লাগে, বাকি জিনিসে আমার তার অনেক প্রবলেম আছে. I have a huge issue with this guy, but yeah, besides that I like him. Besides that I
Give
like
him
him.
interest.
Yeah, even that he's Manchester United fan, I can't tolerate that also, that he's a Manchester United fan. But anyway,
The year.
thank you so much.
The year I let you beat me in the mini league is the year you like me.
Yeah, okay. Ashfaq, last year I just lost it because you just captained De Bruyne, yeah, in Game Week 36. That changed it, yeah. Otherwise, you were tottering somewhere, and I was really winning it. But anyway, Ashfaq, the new season has begun, and it's a new challenge, so we'll take it. Audience, please don't be offended. Don't apologize. Sorry if we couldn't take your questions today because it came in after 11:30. But do join us on Thursday and on Friday. If your question is not answered, ask us then, and we will answer. But until then, it's been a pleasure having you all. It's been a pleasure discussing. Thank you so much. Good night. Office tomorrow. See you. Bye-bye.
Take care.